but soon he will learn manners. I will torture his body so that his soul learns to be humble.
Okay, he know we just talking here, right? I mean, we just getting people interested in
Cage against the machine.
Cage Cousins, we shouldn't have left you. We shouldn't have left you.
Don't worry.
Without something dope to step to.
Step 2.
We are back.
Yes.
Cage against the machine.
The machine.
Yay!
Round 0.
Oh my goodness.
The premier MMA podcast for the urban culture.
You understand?
We talk about martial arts,
Bink.
wellness, mental
Boop,
health, comics. And this week, we're going to talk about UFC 245.
Talk about it, dude.
Usman versus Covington.
Hey, I just saw this dude wearing a Covington shirt, and I almost said something to him, but I was so like hot inside that I just didn't speak on it.
You just got to stare at him with your intent.
It might not even be like a discussion, bro. Like
If
we
you
might
would
just
have responded, then Covington would have won.
You got to stare at him the way I'm going to stare at
you can't.
Because I was about to be,
Just
yo,
kinda like how
Covington sucks, man.
If you do this, then the terrorist wins.
Right.
If you bite on that, if you bite like a big mouth bass on that one, Covington wins, man. His marketing wins.
I held it in. I was
Marketing
just
is a cold
Right,
beast,
it's
man.
cold.
He's making a lot of
FOMO. It's
He's
powerful.
getting a lot of engagement.
Love this. I love this.
It hurt his feelings at the end of the day when nobody noticed.
right.
So if you would have noticed, it would have been. You know
Right,
what I
there
mean?
you go.
Because I was about to be, I was about to be like,
he wins. Exactly.
I was about to be like,
You got
Usman,
it.
boy.
You got me.
I was about to be
Exactly.
like, Usman, boy, Allahu Akbar, what's up? But then I was just chilled out.
He's expecting that. Yeah, he's ready for that.
What if you found out he
He's
was
been
a
walking
Muslim?
around all day.
You see how I threw a W and then got all religious? Like one
Right,
sentence,
wrong, business.
like I'm throwing gang
One love.
signs and...
But one love always, man.
It's like Nate Diaz.
One love above all.
Holding balloons in the other.
Yep.
There's just a lot of love in the air, man.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but on the SweetMBA, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host and co-founder, the Brane Damage. We have back for another episode, and I'm just so happy about this.
Me too.
The Bishop of Hip Hop, Adisa, who
Grateful
has,
to be here.
who has his
Grateful
own
to be here.
podcast, the BishopChronicles, which you should check out. He has some
On
great
Spotify
guests.
right now on iTunes. Go get it.
Absolutely. And we have a very special guest this month,
Look at that hat.
a man
I want that hat.
who
like, for
needs
real.
no introduction, but he's going to get an introduction because he's humble and I'm going to be unhumble for him, which is not really a word. We know him as Dosia. You may know him as Darren Dosia. Give it up for one of the premier Bay Area producers, and as you would not know, MMA sort of business pioneer.
Insider.
Darren Dosia, clap it up at home.
Thank you.
So let's talk about his background. How do we connect? Darren and I circulate around each other because we come from the center of the universe, a small town you may know of off the coast of Oakland called Berkeley.
The planet of Berkeley.
The planet of Berkeley.
Also known as the town, the original town.
The original town.
B-Town.
Because Oakland has 6 towns. We're only one town.
That's the Oak Town, and we respect the Oak Town.
Yeah,
also
but
known
we're-
as the Biggity O.
Right. But we're from Berkeley. Shout out to
But we're
Nardi
from
Russell.
B-Town. They've been calling the
I'm
B-Town the
from
B-Town since the
Berkeley.
1970s. Any old school player will tell you that the first place to have that connotation around anywhere that they know of is Berkeley. To have the B-town put it. So we call it the original town. It's the first place to do it.
Wow.
That's why it's
Let
called
them
that.
know.
In
Speak
addition-
I didn't know until I was a young
Speak
man.
them facts.
In addition to that,
town.
Darren Dosia here has done an amazing amount of production. He could talk to you about some of the new stuff, but you may have heard him if you are a fan of one of the really luminary of sort of, how do I describe this? MC rappers who really kind of push the consciousness and also really elevate the streets, known as the Jacka. Darren worked very
Long live the
closely.
king. Long live King Jack, man. Long live the king.
R.I.P. King Jack.
R.I.P. Shaheed Akbar.
Absolutely. And on top of which, Doja was involved, as you can see by his hat, was involved with some of the production behind Mac Dre. You can now hear him on, what did I see you post today? Little Roo?
Little Roo
I
is
say that
my
right?
longtime nephew and collaborator, also a business partner. I'm a business partner on his record company, so yeah, he's usually one of my go-to guys. Little Roo's. I mean, I've done records with almost everybody from the Bay Area. I mean, like I got I have many. I've been blessed over 20 years now. I celebrated 20 years in the music business this year. Started my first record company in 1999.
Nice. Congratulations. That's beautiful stuff, man.
When a producer from Parliament Funkadelic
Bay
hit me
Area,
with this thing
bro.
called books, and he said, "Go to Cody. You got a place in Berkeley called Cody's Books. Buy these 2 books," and it changed my life. It was all about the music.
My man said Cody's, though.
Shout out
Cody's
to Kid
books,
Funkadelic.
man.
Like, come on, man.
Shout out
Like,
Cody's
bro. Like, you don't understand the game that just got dropped on you.
Yeah, like-
if you really from the Bay, come on, bro.
And I used to hang around outside of Cody's Books, well, my whole young life, but I never walked in the door until when I walked in there and I asked for these 2 particular books. I learned that there was this whole shelf on how to do the type of business I was trying to do. This is before the internet. What's crazy is it took a book for me to start my own record company, and now it's like a WikiHow 8 steps. You got
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's all
that
how to
reading.
start a record company 8 steps, which is great. But anyway, so I got 20 years in the business, and over that time, I have been blessed to work with almost every single reputable Bay Area artist, minus Too Short and some of the newer guys, HBK and those guys, and that era forward. But I'm looking forward to just keeping it growing. I've come to the point where I understand my role in this whole Bay Area music thing, and at the same time, I've been able to work in other fields with media and harness those various platforms and learn how media is such an exciting medium to work in. It's almost like this electronic clay we get to operate in. So it's just my pleasure. I've always been operating. And then my friends have gotten into MMA, so naturally I got into MMA. I've got loved ones and little bros that ended up doing it at a really high level. So I was just rolled into that mush, and here I stand, man. So thank you for having me.
You see this theme about going from hip hop to MMA in his spare time? He's being humble. He is one of the co-founders. Can we say that?
No, I was there at the beginning, but I wouldn't call it a co-founder. I'm just the vice president.
Vice president of Conquer Fighting Championship out of Richmond, California. Which is really one of the second birthplaces of Cage Against the Machine. Because when we started doing the podcast and we were invited to be media, they always treated us like we were important and that we had a worthwhile voice and that we were reflecting the culture. Short of just having ringside seats to where we could just do our podcast and be commentators. So that's where all the Black Joe Rogan thing jokes started with me. But they've always been huge supporters.
Doja also made the intro for today's episode.
Doja made the intro. Nice.
Doja made the intro.
Doja did it.
He made the graphic for the intro.
Nice.
Yes, I've done a ton of video work.
He also is, he's very humble too. He also is one of my partners and thought partners in terms of trying to end poverty in East Contra Costa County.
Without a doubt.
And trying to inspire entrepreneurial thought out there.
Without question. And it's very impressive what he's been doing in the field. He's really just enabled me to tag along and just have a good spirit with them. I really appreciate that.
So we had to bring him in. It's been a great year, a lot to talk about. We kind of gossiped about this. What are we looking forward to in the new year with this UFC? A lot of announcements going on. That's very exciting. Well, let's just let the cat out of the bag. January's coming, and Voldemort is back. Voldemort is back! He's going to fight the cowboy. Budweiser versus Proper 12, January. Are you excited? I'm excited.
Is that what we call Voldemort? We call him Voldemort?
We call him Voldemort, but I can call him what he was.
I never got it.
Why is he Voldemort?
Because you never say the name.
Oh, dig it.
Or you call him Sauron because you never say the name. You don't want his trolls to come in. But if he loses, I will start saying his name. February, we have, once again, this theme. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay. Hey, look, I think that, how to put this? I think this won't be the first time that Cerrone has knocked out a cokehead. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Already?
I hope so, but I don't know, man. Cerrone, his chin's been...
Yeah, but that's because he takes fights against his friends.
I don't know.
I know you're gauging it on Justin Gagey, who is somebody he trains with. So it's like, yeah, he knows his weaknesses.
You got Coca-Cola in Ireland?
Yes, tons of it, mate. Then February, we got Dan Hooker versus the Irish Irish Dragon, Paul Felder. Oof. That's amazing for me.
There. And they've been going at it on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
Because
Where's the January fight?
The January fight, I don't know. Where's that? Madison Square?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I didn't even pay attention yet.
Yeah, they've been
honestly.
announcing all these. These are great. Nice. And then do you know what the March one is?
No, who's in March?
I don't know. They were trying to hint about it.
It's going to be 2 people.
Yeah.
I remember I just
killers.
heard something.
But let's remember what happens.
When is Khabib and Tony Ferguson?
April.
That's April.
April,
Okay,
let's talk
April.
about that.
April,
Khabib
yes.
and Tony Ferguson, which makes my brother here so excited about Khabib. He's like, yo, I can't wait. This is great.
Listen to me right now.
Get ready for the Darce. Get ready for the Darce.
Listen to me right now.
Give it to me, baby. Let me hear
Listen
this.
to me right now.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Everybody was talking crazy. Oh, he can't beat McGregor. He can't. Bow, boy, huh?
Not me.
What's up with your
Who
boy
said
spinning
that?
around?
I know.
A lot of
Who
people
said
was
that?
talking crazy. How was he going to get past his
got
hands?
knocked out?
And then blow. And then he stole on McGregor, right? And then he
said that?
choked him. He choked him.
I
He
didn't
choked
say
him with
that.
a
You
sword.
said I would never-
Did you see it was all
I
on his
would
jaw?
never-
Did you see all on his jaw?
Hold on, Brain. Did I ever once, ever in my life of lives, think that,
I was not
that
them
McGregor had a
people.
chance?
I said people. I said people.
Is T-Mobile Arena.
I said, what? Say again?
T-Mobile Arena.
So Vegas.
That's in
Thank you, sir.
in
There was,
January?
there was no chance. Now,
Hell of a production job, though.
Now
Now look. So then they like, oh, you know, who, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Poirier coming up. Was that the guy?
Poirier.
No, Poirier comes up, right? And everybody's like, oh, what do we do, huh? In what? Was it Abu Dhabi? Was that in Abu Dhabi?
Cool.
Huh?
Yeah, that
huh?
was
you
Abu
said
Dhabi.
Huh? Allahu Akbar.
let me make this clear.
Put it on him.
We're not even talking about that fight.
There was people.
Let me
There
get
was
this
people
clear to you.
acting like it was like there
Let
was
me
a
get
chance.
this clear to you.
Huh?
I don't know if you
people acting
understand what's happening in the world.
In the world.
Let me make it very clear to you.
This world, right? Okay.
This is America.
Allahu
And
Akbar.
America is scared of Muslims. But not nearly as much as they scared of Mexicans. That's why Tony Ferguson is going to win.
Now look. Now everybody.
Cage against the machine. Who does America fear more?
That's right. Muslims or Mexicans.
or
Muslims or Mexicans? What about a Muslim Mexican?
Muslim or Mexican?
So look. And I'm gonna tell you right now.
Agree.
I'm gonna tell you
This
right
is
now.
a hard-hitting program.
Ferguson.
Yes. We doing some
Ferguson is
investigative
dangerous.
journalism here.
Listen, Ferguson is dangerous for a lot of reasons.
Yes.
He's got hands for real.
Yes.
He goes forward for real. Right? He's got a chin. He's not afraid to take one to the jaw for the squad, right?
Right.
And his ground game, because of Eddie Bravo. Shout out to Eddie. What's up? Eddie, you know I love you, bro. However,
That Russian
now
boy,
is not the time to be playing with Khabib, blood.
No.
Now is not the time to be playing with Khabib, blood. Wallahu Akbar,
mean-
bro. Every day, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's the white Muhammad Ali
doesn't feel
right
like he's
now,
gonna fall
bro.
victim
We
to a
fixing to
lot of
win,
champs,
bro.
dude.
I
Again,
love
bro.
this. I love this. He said the white Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
love
Right?
that.
Ali is
I'm trying to
kinda
tell
big.
you, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
If he was
He's the
Russian.
white Muhammad Ali,
Hey,
bro.
just like he.
Russian Muhammad
Hey,
Ali.
Just like I
Muhammad
asked you-
did used to wrestle bears, didn't he?
Probably.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's what I learned going to jiu-jitsu. I didn't know that the Prophet Muhammad was a grappler.
He was a grappler. That's a true. That's
I
an
did not
actual
know that.
fact. So what I'm saying is this. Here's what I'm
Message.
saying.
Wow.
All BS aside, Tony Ferguson is hell of dangerous. And if anybody in the UFC can beat Khabib right now, it would probably be Tony.
Thank you for that.
However,
Thank you for that
because
statement.
I'm not gonna front on that. But here's what I'm saying. I also believe that every fighter has a zone and a bad time to be fighting them. BJ was always dangerous. Okay? I knew him when he was a white belt at Half Gracie and Mountain View. He was always dangerous. But there was a time when if you were in his weight class, that's too bad for you. Because BJ is about to mangle your life.
Right.
Okay? And all I'm trying to tell the world is, now is that time for Khabib. I'm sorry, Tony. Good night.
Look.
We winning Allahu Akbar. We doing it
You
again.
stand this.
I'm gonna say one last thing. They say that when Khabib gets on top of you, it feels like somebody put a wall on you. Do you not understand that Tony Ferguson is gonna climb over that wall, go dig under that wall?
Hey, this is
Always
getting
gonna
recorded,
find a
right?
way.
People recording this, right?
Dale.
People record. Let me tell you
you
right
not
now, bro.
understand.
But you know what though? Everybody knows how to beat Khabib until they gotta beat Khabib.
Gonna get over the wall, man.
And then what happens?
Here, look.
And then what happens? Everybody knows how to beat Habib until they gotta fight Habib.
And let's not
Everybody
get it
got
twisted.
the answer
Let's not
until
get it
they
twisted.
gotta be the answer.
Let's not get it twisted. Literally, Brane and I saw Habib's first fight in the UFC and looked at each other like this and looked back, and we both had that look like, I'm gonna go download this fight somewhere else and watch it all over again. When he was suplexing people, we like, this guy's gonna be a problem. I'm a fan. I love Khabib. I'm just saying this. Let's just sum it up as this way. I'm not even making my prediction yet. I just want to say this. Khabib cannot care. He cannot care. He got his whole country on his back. but Tony don't care. And it's going to be a great fight. Now, let's talk about UFC 245.
245.
This is an amazing fight because it ends the year of 2019, which has been, since the sale of the UFC to WME, has been back-to-back. I have yet to see one whack pay-per-view.
Man.
Anybody
No,
disagree?
They deliver every time. Every time.
Factology.
I have seen
I can second
I
that.
have seen incredible fights
finishes.
every
Yep.
Saturday on ESPN.
True indeed.
Yep.
Okay?
They make it happen.
Now, that being said, which is amazing to me, let's really get into it. This is the fight of all fights. We get 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 title fights.
Dude.
From
3?
3 murderers. Of stylistic,
Serious fights.
real.
Yeah, serious fights.
stylistic murderers.
Serious fucking fights. Yeah.
And emotionally, there's just so much connection I have with each of these fights. But we want to kind of talk about the things that people don't really see. And so one of the things that we try to do, Dosia, is try to educate. I'm sure you go through this. Somebody's like, what are you doing? I'm going to watch the fights this weekend. Oh, which fights? Mayweather? No, I'm going to watch MMA. Hey, MMA, would they be on the ground and stuff, kicking each other? Oh, no, hell no.
They be wrestling.
But
I
yeah,
understand.
but
And I actually come in as a casual fan, sort of having learned, educated.
Yeah.
You know, I've done so much work in the field now. I still consider myself a casual fan.
Great.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I know what an armbar is. I know the difference between grappling and striking. I know what the importance of a different. You know what goes better against. I
When
know
people
why
are in danger.
these two wrestlers going against each other in the main event. I understand why that is what it
thing.
is, and why there's a thought that maybe those are going to cancel each other out, and they may end up being because dude just landed up that strike record on what's his name's face. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I get that, but I still enjoy being schooled, if you will, because I haven't trained in any extensive kind of way, and I haven't been in the cage at all. So I like coming at it from a fan's perspective because that's my game, man.
That's
so
right.
I appreciate being here for that and for
That's
just for
our
that
job.
aspect. Of
Hella
it.
juice.
What we're trying to do is 2 things. We want to get people to love the fights the way that we do. Secondly, by the way, shout out to Chris Riggins. I'm down. I'm going to help Chris Riggins train. The other thing that we are trying to do is help people understand, as in the way that I have enjoyed it and Adisa has enjoyed it, and I think you could even speak on this at some time, is that leaving hip-hop, we spend all this time in a party mode. And there really isn't life after hip-hop. And then we lose all our friends to murder, to
Sickness,
addiction,
alcoholism.
all this stuff. And it seems like the number one way that seems to salvage us, those of us who are left behind, is martial arts.
A lot of
So
times.
we're trying to communicate, if you live your life like an MMA fighter,
Yeah,
right, to a degree.
It's
Like
a
a
huge
boxer,
magic
like a
wand
Thai
for guys
fighter.
like us. Yeah,
You know
it's
what
a
I mean?
huge magic
That's a
wand.
great way of
Like,
putting
it is a definite.
huge thank you.
It's not the only tool available to those in those situations,
Sure.
but
Quick.
I've seen it firsthand.
Hey,
do
firsthand.
I mean, in incredible
Resurrect
ways.
people.
And
Yeah.
that's the word. So it's like, and
Yeah.
it's not being dramatic because it's such a physical feat in itself. People that take this thing on, there's so much that goes into all the various disciplines
Yes.
of martial arts, and so that takeaway, it being in the present, tense that it is now, and that's being mixed martial arts, MMA, where people can go to jiu-jitsu gyms or go to MMA gyms or that sort of thing. It's also become quite a trend as far as a cardio workout. That being said, yeah, I've seen it absolutely transform cats that, are in their 30s to 40s,
Man.
looking for that purpose in life, having survived the 80s and 90s. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Without
And
question.
that's a
So
feat in
I
itself.
come from
Salute
that
just
as-
for that.
It's redemption.
Salute just for living.
It's just like Rocky. It's a story of redemption. I'm a big Rocky guy, so I always draw every parallel
Shout
I
out to
can.
David
And
Goggins.
redemption is the real key. Just that's what makes the rope-a-dope such a beautiful occurrence, and that it was a man redeeming himself and planting himself for the sake of greatness, not money, not popularity or clout, but actual greatness. That's why Ali will always be the greatest, and it really
greatest.
doesn't matter if a guy goes undefeated. If you didn't do what he did, just like Michael Jordan, it's like that greatness is this magic little substance, and it's like in abundance in MMA, and it's really cool when you get into it because you see these cats, particularly if you're fortunate enough to be so close to people training.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in football gym, football locker rooms. I've seen different settings where people are pushing themselves to high levels of performance. MMA has the closest thing I can imagine to military going to war, pushing yourself to that feat of like needing to go past
Everything.
Like to that magic upper stratosphere of what when people are pushed to their limits, you find out what the hell they're made of, and it's like that is so cool because you can see it in a 1-0 guy. You don't have to see that.
Yeah.
You don't have to see that in a championship. You can watch a prelim fight this weekend, and you'll see one of the baddest stories and the most sickest little things ever. Give you the goosebumps. And that's what's really cool about this sport. Is like you can see that on the highest level and the lowest level.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Well said.
So
A lot of fun.
I love how you put that.
Right.
One of the fights that I'm very excited about in the prelims, obviously, because I'm a fanboy.
Yeah, they know me.
Brandon Moreno versus New Zealand, Auckland, City Kickboxing Zone, Kai Kara France, who will probably be the 135 champ by the end of 2020.
That's the call, huh?
That's the call.
I mean, is that a little Auckland bias or?
Hugely.
It's hella bias,
Do the
bro.
listeners
Just
know
like my
they're aware of
Islamic
this?
bias,
I'm not
just
gonna
like my
hide it.
Muslim
'Cause you're not
bias,
gonna
like my
hide it.
Muslim bias.
He's giving me okay, because he filled me in beforehand. But does the audience know what this?
They know,
They're
bro.
aware of this.
They
Are they aware of
know.
the Sweet
again,
NBA? Sweet NBA.
Sweet
Yeah,
NBA,
okay, so
but,
Sweet NBA
but
has
again,
a New
let's go
Zealand,
back.
Auckland
Let's go back.
bias. Okay.
Sweet NBA told you by the end of the year,
Berkeley, Richmond, Auckland. Gotcha.
Yeah.
by the
Okay,
end of the
dig it.
year,
That's what's
just
up.
just so we're clear, your
International.
new 185 legend will be a
be.
man, Israel Adesanya. Was I wrong? Okay.
You did speak facts.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna make another
Okay.
prediction tonight. I don't think Brain's gonna
Damn
like
it.
it.
I don't even want to hear it.
What's he gonna say, Brane?
We'll find out in the main event segment.
I'll say that for later. Kai Kara France will be the 135 king
At the end of 2020.
at the end of 2021.
How many fights does he need to do that after this one?
I think it looks like the way that the people are shaping up. It looks like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say
hard
4.
because it's hard to say because now Frankie Edgar's dropping back down, so it makes it a little bit more complicated.
Frankie Edgar's on his way out, though.
Yeah, but he's taking over. Ortega's hurt,
I know.
so Edgar's gonna come fill in the blanks.
People are hurt over
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm hurt over that.
Me too.
I was looking forward.
It's
to
not
that.
nearly as
And I mean,
exciting.
These guys are ranked 5 and 6, so it's not going to take a whole bunch for
Okay.
a title.
Yeah, that was good. There you
Yeah,
go.
but it's also the UFC, so they might literally make him fight like beat number 5 to become 5 and literally fight number 4.
Now you got
Yeah.
you got to fight a top 3 guy, and then if you can beat him, then you get whoever is the other fight of the top 4, and now you guys are the number 1 contender
Right.
fight.
Yep.
I think they're gonna make it because
So
he's
you
still
think
got a
he's
good
gonna-
audience.
You think he's going to fight this late in the year and still fight 3 times next year?
No, I think he'll fight 4 times next year, and by the end of the year.
So
he'll
he
be
might
title-
defend it once.
No, I think.
Oh,
I
you're
think he
saying
gets a
it's gonna
title
take him
shot.
4 fights.
Yeah,
Right.
Because it's about building the audience.
Okay.
So, any other fights in the prelims that you're excited about?
Yeah, I like that Matt Brown and Ben Sanders, man. 2 OG gritters that just
That's gonna be
give it their
mayhem.
all, and
Big
somebody's
knockout.
getting finished in this. You know what I mean? Somebody's getting finished in this one.
Saunders,
They either finish somebody or they're getting
Planet.
finished. It's
10th Planet, Black Zillion.
yeah, Kill a Bee.
Kill a Bee.
Yes.
He's a 10th Planet guy and a Black House striker.
That's
Kung
gonna
Fu
be
guy.
nasty.
I love
He's
Killer
on
Bee.
that Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah, Jeet Kune Do.
I just like Matt Brown's hands.
Yeah, Matt
Now
Brown.
here's
I mean,
Matt
he's a
Brown.
killer, right?
Here's what makes Matt Brown dangerous, though. He's a Muay Thai guy, but he first learned Sancho from Maurice Smith.
No,
Nice.
you
Yes.
said Maurice Smith.
Yes.
Nice.
Who's Maurice Smith?
OG
Maurice
pioneer.
Smith is-
Thank you for asking. Will you tell him who
Maurice Smith
I'd love to
is
know who Maurice
one of
Smith
the
is.
You're gonna love
first
this for real.
African American UFC fighters who really brought in the level of leg kicks. People didn't really see it until like he would just chop the leg kicks, and nobody really understood what that was until he did it.
And he had enough wrestling
Maurice
to
Smith.
not be
Yeah.
taken fully advantage of by Brazilians.
What
Right,
era are we
right.
talking about here?
Early
Like,
UFC.
Early
UFC
99.
5.
tournaments and shit like- okay,
Yeah, UFC
Yeah.
5.
Okay, okay.
Right, and then on
Leg
top,
kick, huh?
and
Mid-
on top of which
mid-nineties to late
he also
90s,
kind of
right?
carved through some of the latent racism, when the assumption was, black guys were all explosive power, but they weren't really martial artists.
And he was smart, bro.
He was very
He was
tactical.
smart.
He would
They
just-
must have missed the 70s, whoever saw
Right.
it said that.
There was a lot of that,
Yeah.
unfortunately, tragic.
so that's a
But
good one.
Matt Brown's got
Isn't
great
Bruce Lee black?
hands.
Bruce Lee was black, wasn't
A little bit.
he?
A little bit.
He wasn't invited to the barbecue?
He was at mine.
I was
No,
going to say.
he was too busy not inviting people to his barbecue.
Oh, stop. I'm not going to let.
I forgot. Prince
Mayhem-
family goes deep in the Bay. He might actually be telling the story that is the
like,
truth.
Come on, bro.
When he moved to Oakland, he didn't invite my uncle.
Did I tell you about the guy?
Because I thought he was
Did I tell you
like
about the guy
Jewish,
who threatened me about
Chinese
that?
and black. wasn't he?
No.
Yeah, because your podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you that later.
Shout out to Bruce Lee's ghost, man. I see you, man.
Shout out to Bruce Lee.
But
Shout out to Bruce Lee's
he told
ghost,
me
man.
he's
Don't
gonna
hold
punch me
me,
in the
baby.
neck. I was like,
With
can we
that.
schedule that?
Wow.
And what rules?
When's he
will
coming
we be
through?
using?
Hey,
Yeah, I was like, what rules
you
will
know
we
what
be
Bruce
using?
Lee's favorite drink is? What the?
I can't listen to this.
Slightly racist.
I can't
It's not
listen to
because it
this.
sounds like it's
Slight-
kung fu.
No,
It's
man,
because
he is
water
like
keeps
the
you
whole
hydrated and your body performs better when
Slightly
it's hydrated.
racist. I won't have you be using these accents.
Be water, my friend.
Slightly
Be
racist.
water.
Who on this earth does not drink water?
Be
I'm not-
water.
I'm
He
not-
told us to be water. How could that
Water?
even make... Hold on.
Water.
The man said to be water.
Remember the Golden Child? You know, this water ain't that pure. Are there any other fights? Speaking of partially
That
black.
Jeff Neal, man. Jeff
Son-
Neal is a killer.
Hey, but look who he's
And
fighting.
Mike Perry's he's either
Mike
gonna
Perry
knock,
thinks he's 2%
knock you
black.
out or get knocked out, right?
So Jeff Neal might knock the black out of Mike Perry.
Wow.
That might happen.
Keeping it racial.
Can we talk about a sleeper hit that you guys really need to understand? Irene Aldana.
Yeah.
Yep.
Irene Aldana.
She strikes me as definitely making some
Oh,
impact.
she strikes.
Yeah, she's striking.
Her hands.
She's very striking.
Her
I don't want
hands.
no parts of it.
Her boxing is incredible.
Really?
Yes.
Actually, in front of I've never seen her fight, so that's
Yo,
cool.
her boxing. Okay, back to the fight land.
Please.
Right, the whole the
Oh,
Mexican.
Sure.
She's from that?
She's from that. Her hands are disgusting.
Hammers.
And she does the jab without turning her hand, but her
Are you
hand.
serious?
Yeah, she's
She's clean with it?
Yeah, look at her clips. Look
What's
at
her
hand-
ground? What's her ground game though like?
I haven't seen-
Because
what
is-
her last
cause-
name is Vieira, and that
Yeah,
tells me
and this
her
girl's
last
like,
name is
what,
Vieira.
10-0?
That means jujitsu.
This girl's, I think, 10-0.
I haven't seen anybody be
That
able to
sounds
take
very
her down.
Portuguese.
I think
Yes.
even Cavillo tried to take her down and struggled.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
All I'm saying is I don't know
Featherweight,
nothing
right?
about Caitlin Vieira, but if I were a guessing man, I would say get ready for the hip toss and the headlock. That's all I'm saying.
Which, I mean, she's got 4 submissions, right?
Lucky shots.
But the
Thank
thing
you.
is,
Thank
like
you.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Excellent work.
You would think a 10-0 run. She's
we
fought
are-
nothing but cans,
I
right?
believe the detective
Her-
work is over.
Her
Yes,
last
she's a
3
grappler.
UFC wins is Ashley Evans Smith. Then you got Sarah McMahon and Kat Zingano. So she's showing that her hype train
So
is real.
she's not playing.
Right.
Basically, if she don't knock this one out, then and that one gets to her, then it's a wrap.
No, meaning
I
the same. Even if it goes to
think
the
one
ground,
of these
she can
girls
choke
is
her
like
out.
trying to go
You
for
were
a
saying
title
she had
shot
the good Mexican
contention.
handlebars this one over.
You know what I mean?
She had the good Mexican,
Not-
so she bing
like
binks
maybe
her.
1 or 2 more.
Right. Gives her some of those
That's basically the grappler versus the striker. Is you got to catch the bing before they get
before
to the
you
wrist.
lock in.
If
Yeah.
they get to you and you got to start going up against the cage, unless you got some real good boxing game, like you got to be
Survival game,
You gotta
too.
have dirty boxing.
She's got really good boxing game.
Female featherweights, but the
Gotta have
the
the dirty
females
boxing,
tend
too.
to get at it. You know what I mean? Like they
Quick
tend to
dog,
get at it.
quick
So
dog.
it's a possibility of getting clipped up in there. But I don't know if she got.
If her hands are the way you say they are,
she's
episode
tapped 4
ever.
people. I mean, that's
wow.
We have activity,
active,
interaction.
very active. I stay active
Okay,
with all the activities.
you guys want to get into the main card?
Let's go.
There's a lot to get into. There's tons.
Okay.
Man.
How's about what old boy said about
We're gonna
the
start-
about
we're
the
gonna
black
start
Zane that
order.
passed away, man?
I'm gonna start in the order.
Oh my lord.
Is that the very first one, DeShawn?
No, the first fight.
Okay. We have Piotr Jan versus Uriah Faber. This is a very intriguing fight. I'm
Golden boy.
Piotr Jan has some amazing striking. Every time I critique it, his fanboy club comes out on social media and goes
Where's he
after
from,
me.
bro?
He is from one of those like Augustan.
He's from a stand.
He's from a stand.
Anybody from a stand got hands.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you're not playing.
They're rowdy.
Like, not for the play.
Anybody from a stand is a problem.
Stand
Off
means
top.
hand.
He's
Stand
ignorant.
means hand. We got that.
He just has not finished in the way that I would expect he should in the UFC.
Stand hands.
Now, he is dealing with Uriah Faber, who had a very good run, has come back, but has seemed to have an amazing rebirth by training what? Sancho with Song Yudong, and of course, the homie, the friend of the show, Hector El Matador Farajado, who won his last fight at Combates.
I'll be dead.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
See what happens, fighters? You come to cage, you get energized, we give you the stones.
You get
and
the
then
chi.
You get the chi, and you use it on your opponents. You come to us, to win.
Come on, man. We're on
Cage
top of
against
the
the
mountain.
HG. I mean, against
Sponsors that come to us to win.
We're on top of the mountain.
And we come to you to spend.
Yes.
You give to get. All right, so who is going to win in this interaction?
You know what, man? I'm gonna keep it real West Coast, bro.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna keep it real West Coast, bro.
on, man.
Uriah, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's gonna finish
he's
that
got the
fool, bro.
experience.
Uriah's gonna finish that fool with authority
I'm
because
such
he's
a
from
homer.
the West.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Straight
I'm
up.
such a homer.
Peter, bro, you shouldn't have come out here, dog.
I also got
You
a
shouldn't have come
feeling-
out here, dog.
sorry.
You shouldn't have come out here, dog, because Uriah's about to handle your whole life.
Uriah-
That is a
Uriah's
golden
been doing
boy.
all that
Him and my little bro got a long history, so
He's been doing all
I
that
feel keenly
Polaris in the
connected
last
to
2
him.
years.
Yeah.
So his we knew the wrestling was there. The issue was always the jiu-jitsu and the striking. And it looks like Faber has just been locking that in the
Yeah,
last
he's not
2 years.
he's not tripping right now, bro. You gotta have to get up hella early. It's West Coast OGs out here, and we winning.
Well, you understand
And-
our long time connection to Faber, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So,
I watched it.
Tyson Griffin is my
Come
little
on,
bro.
man.
Tyson
Right.
Griffin
Come on, man.
gave him his first loss up there in
Sacktown,
Sacramento
the Bay
and knocked him
Area,
out.
and back down.
And it's like ever since then we felt acutely connected to the young bull. Now we've got all the things with his camp and everything to having worked with him
on,
in so
man.
many
West
different
Coast.
capacity. So I'm
Even
pulling
if
for
that
him every single time I see him until
Thank
the
you.
wheels fall off.
That's what I'm
just it is,
saying.
'cause
Yeah.
I'm
West
I am
Coast
a homer
OGs.
until I get hired up to another tax
I can
bracket.
dig it. I can dig
But
it.
that's definitely where I'm at
Hey,
with that.
hey.
Golden Boy is definitely going to get. I mean, he's one of those greats. He's got that greatness juice in him. So yeah, I think you're right.
I think that.
And that's
I think
that good
3-year
healthy juice,
retirement-
kids. You know, that good healthy greatness juice. No, don't be getting the greatness juice from around the corner. You're supposed to get the good stuff. You know, like the healthy stuff that got guys.
And if it's a one word, it's not greatness juice.
No, it's
if
not
you just call it
greatness
like
juice, man.
grape
Nah.
or orange,
Purple? No.
or punch.
If it's a color in a drink?
it's
No, it's not
No,
orange
it's not
drink.
greatness. It's
There's no purple
diabetes.
drink.
It's what's for breakfast.
Let me get that yellow drink.
Brain, what were you saying?
Yeah. What was you saying?
No, I'm just saying he retired for 3 years and he came back like
Incredible.
40 plus, and he just looked rejuvenated.
nothing-
So it's
like he was better,
instead
bro.
of the ring rest, his old body needed that
he
rest
40?
and that time to. I bet you he took some vacation
40?
time.
Damn.
It's not young.
But
But he's a
So-
G about it,
Right.
though.
And
I
thought
think
they
he
was
might
the
be
same
over
age.
40 now. I think he might be.
And
Very
also-
impressive.
but
He's
also-
still got his hairline, man.
Yeah.
I'm envious as hell, I'll tell you what.
But also, Tyson was a weight class above him. He always
Let's
used to
go
talk
to-
about that. Not fighting dudes at his weight class.
Yeah.
So.
And he went over to Pride for a long time. I mean, that was
Yeah.
the whole deal, right? It was a long history with him, but he definitely still feels like he feels like he's part of the family, so I always
Yeah.
pull for him.
Yeah, West Coast.
But Jan is dangerous.
Period.
Don't
So-
get it tripped.
Yeah,
Don't-
I mean, it sounds
don't
like
get
a
it
good fight.
twisted.
I'm not-
Jan is a dangerous
So is this
opponent.
He ain't
unanimous?
ducking people
You know
no
what I mean?
more.
Is this unanimous? We're all going Faber? Or are you going Jan?
It's like my heart and my head, bro. You know what my
Gun to
heart
your
says.
head, man.
and
Are
what
you
my
down
gut
with the
says.
West Coast or not? Are you
If
down
you
with the
want
West
money,
Coast or
you
not?
You know I'm riding with Faber every time.
Okay,
won't
that's
fight
all
for
I
the win, but I
needed to
put
hear.
my money
though.
on Brad.
I'm not sleep on Peter Yan. It's not like this is just go.
So
I mean,
you
then
anybody,
again,
you know what I'm saying?
I thought Ricky Simon was gonna be a test, and he blew by him in what 46 seconds, less than a minute. I know that.
Yeah. that
So-
wasn't him. Okay.
California, no doubt about it.
Our
talking
next
about?
fight deeply intrigues me. I am really, really excited about this. Mark Henry's own Marlon Moraes versus Brazil's own Nova Unao. Did I say it right?
It's Nova União, man.
That's why
Oh,
you
nice.
have a token
Nice.
jiu-jitsu guy here to say Brazilian.
It's Portuguese.
Right.
Yeah.
Tomato,
It's not Brazilian at
potato.
all. There's no Brazilian word
There's
in
no
it.
such thing.
It's a whole nother language called It's kind of like saying speaking Mexican instead of Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay, let
So
me ask you
speaking
this.
Chinese instead of
Portuguese.
Mandarin.
Let me ask you this. If you take me somewhere to eat, is it a Portuguese steakhouse?
No, but the language
not
that they
asking you
speak.
for
Hold
the
on.
language.
Is it a Portuguese
Right.
steakhouse or
If
is
you go
it
to a Mexican
Brazilian?
restaurant,
Yeah,
do
you're
they
not like,
speak Spanish?
Can I get a burrito at this Spanish restaurant,
I don't know
please?
if you're aware of this. I don't know if you're aware of this. I went to
they
Berkeley High,
speak?
and they
I like it with
undereducated me.
lettuce in it.
Yeah.
Just, hey
I
man,
went to
just own
Berkeley
it.
High
Follow
where they
that. My bad. Just look at
undereducated
the camera and say, hey man, my bad.
Were
dog.
your friends?
Can you, bro?
That's it.
please?
It's my bad, dog.
I don't do
hey,
my bad.
My
But
bad.
I'm
I
racist for
apologize.
saying
All my
Bruce Lee
Brazilian
likes
brothers and
water.
sisters, man.
He likes to stay
You didn't say
hydrated.
water. You
He
said
likes to stay
water.
hydrated.
Brazilian.
What?
One
Ah!
of the greatest trips of
But
my
he
life,
likes to
man,
stay
was to
hydrated,
Rio, and I
though.
just, I can't do it, man. Sorry.
Marlon Moraes versus Josue Aldo.
Josue.
Now you made it Mexican?
Right.
Wait a minute. I thought it was Spanish.
I actually said
You,
it.
you keep changing
But
the
you
rules.
said it. But you said it different.
Wait,
Jose
You said it
Aldo
different,
Jr.
You know, I was in Rio when I watched when the little Irish shit talker got knocked the boy out. I was in
Yeah.
Rio de Janeiro
Damn it.
in the center of Rio party
Yeah.
time,
Ooh.
and I was sitting there like, with all my boys who were from Brazil and everything, and I was just boom, and that happened, and I was like, they were all behind me, and it was just like all quiet. This whole bar full of people. I just turned around like, because I'm a little, I'm Irish too, so I was just like happy that the shit talker didn't get knocked out. And but that happened in 5 seconds, and I was in Rio, and I turned around, and they were all like, and I was like, what's gonna happen here? And then they all.
I walked. Me and Brane walked out of 3,000 like stupid sport for stupid people. Bye.
That was something.
This is a very interesting fight. Why is this an interesting fight? Last time we saw Marlon, he was tagging Henry Cejudo for a round, went back, sat down, and came back to lose. Just got the greatest turnaround, in my opinion, of watching MMA was Cejudo versus Moraes.
Yeah, that adjustment he hit was just too much for him.
Dude, he just shift gears on. I gotta feel like something like that either steals a man's soul or reinvigorates him in a way like Moraes. But then you got Jose Aldo, who could actually be the 135 king. He was the longest standing 145 king, one of the greats of all time, definer of the sport. Talk about have a second life, takes an amazing soccer leg and turns it into a Muay Thai kick.
Man.
This fight is compelling for so many reasons. And it's also weird if you follow the interwebs. Darren Till had an interesting post. He says, Aldo looks really sick. He didn't look like he cut weight right.
A lot of people have been saying that.
Voldemort says he looks great.
Yeah.
He looks like he's doing...
Of course he does.
Well, I mean, he's an OG.
Of course he does.
He's an OG for sure.
He wants to sit there and, like...
Because
then if Aldo gets beat up, then he's going to be on there like... Oh, he looked great.
Yeah.
Ha-ha!
It was interesting. This is really hard to call. You have Moraes, who is, trains, as I've said many times, with Frankie Edgar, Zabit.
Woo! Excellent.
That crew is deep, bro.
Allahu Akbar.
That crew is deep.
Allahu Akbar.
I know y'all saw my boy last month. Sancho in the house, baby. Aldo, on the other hand, you know what you're getting out of this guy. His record precedes him. He's no joke. But you're not going to get anything new out of him either. You're not going to get anything new.
What do you mean you're not going to get anything new if he ain't never been down this low, has he? In weight?
No, but you're not.
So that's kind of new, isn't it?
There's no new tricks.
New?
But
No new tricks.
But stylistically,
so we're not going to see any new technique.
It's
but
not
we're
like
going to see
we didn't expect that.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and you got 10 years of footage to watch.
So as far as what to expect.
Right.
Yeah. If I'm
So it's just
If he doesn't know by now that he's going to have to check a few leg kicks in his fight, then his legs are in trouble.
I was thinking of it from a fan standpoint rather than you're saying as an opponent.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got you. That's what's up.
But
You've been training Sancho a little bit there, guy? Is that what's going on here?
What?
You seem to be part of like the Sancho Crip gang.
I am part of the Sancho gang. I am. Gang.
You've really been
He
banging that shit
sea-walks for
hard.
Sancho hard. He been
see
sea-walking for
I
Sancho
had to do the math. I'm
hard.
like, I'll bet he's training that shit.
Hey, no.
Got a feeling.
I'm a Sancho fighter.
He's
We
very
don't even
proud.
walk.
Well,
We don't walk. We don't back up.
that's the enthusiasm of the
boogie.
newly
They
We don't
converted.
back up. We float.
They call that the enthusiasm of the newly converted. Good job.
Right. See?
Hey man,
I
when
did
you
it to myself.
because I'm right now in the center of that whole 2-week period. You know when you work out for 2 weeks and you ain't worked out for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you start talking to your friends about everything you've learned on the blogs.
Yeah.
Hey, so all you gotta do is do this much carbs and this much. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean?
So you need like 2 scoops of creatine, bro. It's 2 scoops.
Like, every day you just gotta dedicate yourself, dog. It's just a matter of waking up every day, making your bed, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, give me about 6 more weeks. And then check in.
Quote the great 20th century
Me and my fitness
philosopher
journey
by
took
the
place.
name of Dennis Cole, a.k.a. Ghostface Killer.
Ghostface.
Hit the gym for a week, come back, elbows chiseled. Meet the new me. Who do we think is going to win? Aldo and Moraes have the same style.
You know what,
Sorry,
though?
man. It's Moraes.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think he's going to TKO.
Yeah. You know what I think? You know what I think, man? I think you know what?
Go ahead. Break
My
it down.
bad. It's just the fall off is real, man. I mean, I know he's only 3-3
Cutting a lot of weight.
since the whole incident, but it just sucks that such a great legacy was ruined in 13 seconds.
It doesn't feel.
And it feels like it broke him.
See.
But then he got knockouts after that. I don't get this. What are you saying?
No,
I mean, when he faced Max, what? When he faced who was the other loss he had?
But he talking about Max Holloway, bro. Come on, like that's not. But he also had 2 knockouts after that. He came back and started putting hands on people.
What is the cut
He like
gonna do for
outpointed
him?
Frankie
not
or
for
something.
him?
And
That's the question.
Dude,
The question
he
is,
did
he
not.
has
He
to
didn't
do something
outpoint
for
Frankie.
him or
He
not?
humiliated Frankie.
in the first Frankie fight, maybe. The second one he showed he still had it, but I just haven't seen a
There's
fire.
so much press
ever since,
about
even
that,
in his
about how
wins.
shitty he looks, though. Like, there's so much press
I
about
haven't
how
seen
bad
no
he looks.
fire.
I go
It
to
is.
see, I'm a publicity,
It
I'm a
is.
PR guy, so it's like when I see all that PR, all that press about how bad he looks, I'm led to believe he probably got some shit in there. Like, he probably really ready to get. He probably has a little something that's. He's not as bad as he looks. That's what I mean. Like, people are putting it out there
Same.
so much. Like,
Right.
oh, he looks sick. He looks he looks unhealthy, and they keep promoting that fact. And I feel like that's
You think
the,
that's the
setup
setup?
for that.
But
That's
you
the
know what,
setup
though?
for good TV.
But let's-
if he makes any kind of performance whatsoever,
Aldo.
then he won.
That's
He's
my
not
pick.
gonna-
Aldo.
He's gonna look skinny as shit.
I
That's
will
the fact.
always root for the old man.
But
I have no choice. I'm an old man.
I love them both.
but it's like it's a good call. I don't think Aldo's gonna win.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal.
I'm alone.
It's a good pick.
Here's the deal. If you've really
2
been
versus
paying
1.
attention, to the UFC, a lot of dudes from Aldo's generation
Get chopped up.
They're throwing them to the new wolves.
Yep. That's exactly
Right,
what's happening.
right. I don't like
Marlon's a new wolf.
It's the name of the game.
Marlon's a new wolf.
And they
How
used to
many
train
times have we
together.
been talking about these last few fights where people who were straight G's have been getting mopped? It is
Sad.
it's the circle of life, bro.
MMA has a fast
Mufasa's
turnaround.
getting pushed into
MMA's
the
got
canyon.
Way fast turnaround. Yeah.
There you go again, traumatizing me with this Lion King stuff. There you go.
They're pushing Aldo into the canyon, and you hear the hoofs. You know what's coming.
Help me! No.
And we got to sit on the
that was
outside of the cage and watch.
That was superb. That analogy or whatever that was,
Sometimes I just don't even want to hang out with these guys.
man, that's intellect. I mean, that's intellect on a level I can't even.
Yeah. All right. So
The Bay raised
Did you
me.
see what he did? That's very
three,
difficult.
three
thing to do.
versus 1. I'm gonna go down fighting for Aldo. These guys, they're against. Got it.
And Dana White is Scar.
Damn.
Nah. Dana White's Walt Disney.
Fuck. Yes, that's it.
Right.
I'm gonna cast James Earl Jones as Mufasa, but Matthew Broderick as his son. As his son.
And the only person to have an African accent will be the monkey. That was the most disrespectful aspect
Well, really?
of the entire
Disney
Disney.
was
Right.
transitioning
And is
at
it
that point.
and
They
is
were
it
still
a
figuring it
monkey or is it Benson?
Damn it.
We're gonna take a commercial break.
The African butler.
You remember Cosmic
right.
Slop on HBO?
Yes.
Oh, and he was the father. Son, that's my
Cosmic
homie.
Slop? Yeah.
George Clinton's show.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
Remember?
It rings a bell.
Remember when the aliens came and they're like, "We'll kill
Came on
cancer."
before Ian Flux? Was that
Yes.
What,
Yep.
That's what I thought.
We'll cure cancer if you give us all your black people.
I'm so glad I fucking remember that. I was looking real
All right, we're gonna take a commercial break. On the
It got hella
SweetMBA.
racial
Damn.
and dark. I'm sorry.
Over
Hey,
here, it did. There's a conflict
Look,
within.
look,
We're gonna work it out though.
Look, you don't have to talk about.
We love our brother, man. We're gonna help him with love. Love beats it all, man. Like
Okay.
Marvin told us.
I'm the SweetMBA, Darren Dosia,
Only love can
Joined by
conquer hate.
The
the
bishop.
Bishop, as well as Brane Damage.
Brain damage, boy.
We'll be right back.
Cage against the machine.
This is Tyson Griffin.
Sean Bunch.
Myron the Hitman Smith.
Jordan the Juggernaut Powell.
Maurício Alonso, shout out to Cage Against the Machine, MMA Podcast, MMA Fantasy League for you.
You Google him right now, because I'm about to Google him.
And we're back. We're here to destroy your commute.
Yes, y'all.
You're stuck in traffic right now. It sucks.
It's raining.
But we're here with you. Look over at the person next to you. They're texting on their phone. They playing around. You look at them and say, Cage Against the Machine got me covered. I'm going to laugh through this.
Laugh through all of it.
So, you know what's happening December 14th? It's UFC 245. Where are you going to watch it? At home? That's boring. That sucks.
You know where you need to go, people.
Where
Don't
should you be? The premier place to watch
The only spot, bro.
UFC in the East Bay,
And that is
Seawolf.
See, whoa.
4th and Webster. Our second official sponsor.
Seawolf.
Hey, it's so dope.
And tell me about Seawolf.
Seawolf
Tell
is
him.
in Jack London Square. It's where we have our fight party at.
Okay. It is a bar, restaurant,
Bar,
what?
public house.
Public house. Nice.
Hey,
Ford
the
Webster,
food
come
is
on
so
out.
popping.
Food is good. The people are good.
Ford Webster,
Watch
yeah, I
the
know where
fight.
it's at.
Please come on down.
Absolutely.
We'll take care of you.
Hey, it's
tomorrow?
gonna be crazy.
Because the fight is tomorrow.
No, it's next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
It's the tomorrow.
Tomorrow of next week.
Tomorrow plus 7 days.
It's the tomorrow of next week.
7 tomorrows
One
away.
plus more.
It's tomorrow plus a week.
Plus a week.
Hey man, just check this out. My bad, y'all. That was a fuck.
See? Learn from your partner.
Hey, my bad. It's actually not tomorrow. It's next Saturday.
I don't do my bad.
I made a mistake.
Everybody who says my bad does
Sorry.
it again.
See this sword? I'm
So
falling
what
on
do you say, dog?
I apologize. It won't happen again.
I'm falling on
You
the
didn't
sword.
say that.
Because I didn't apologize about it.
No, you say. See, I didn't say I apologize. I'm not really sorry. I'm not sorry. That's my.
I don't do
bad.
sorry because I'm not sorry.
See,
and I
that
don't
was-
do my bad because everyone who says my bad is flaky and they keep doing it.
No. It means that I did something that I wouldn't do again, but I'm not actually like sorry about it. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't make that mistake again.
Wouldn't choose to do it again.
It's individual.
So that was a
individual.
bad as opposed to a good.
It's individual.
For me, it comes from hooping. You know, at LeConte
Right.
Elementary, in 1987, thereabouts. My bad.
Berkeley.
That's why I learned my bad. My bad was
B-Town.
when you messed up on the court. Hey, my bad. That's all you say real quick.
I
You don't
can't-
say, I apologize for that not making that pass, sir.
My bad, I just.
didn't
my
see you
bad,
open.
No, I sincerely apologize
My
from the
bad, I
bottom
just
of my heart with all
associate with
sincerity.
shiftless individuals. Just shiftless. Just
My bad, dog.
mealy
It's
mouthed,
next Saturday.
shifty.
So it's next Saturday.
Hey, don't you owe me money?
it's-
My bad, dog.
So it's next Saturday. Yeah, that's when the my bad, I can't say that it's always used
You know what I'm
with
talking
honor.
about.
I'm just saying.
You
That's
know
when the
what
my
I'm
bad
talking
goes
about.
bad.
Hey,
However.
hey, if you're gonna sit,
my
But
bad
now
can
you
be
messing
my
me up
bad.
with
my
my
bad goes
But
bad.
not me, my
if you're gonna
bad.
sit
My
car,
bad is my bad.
His my bad is different from his.
My
Did you
bad
not
is better
leave your
than the bad
trash
that
on
that is.
the ground in my car? Oh, my bad.
Damn.
I see it. So I don't use that. Anyways, let's get into the this should be the co-main event.
my
How do you have
God.
3 co-main events? This should be the main event. If I'm honest, this should be the main event.
You know what?
Right.
If we're
Sexism,
honest,
man.
it is the main event.
event.
Everybody knows that this is the
Record-wise,
fight.
She's the
This,
greatest.
this
this
is the one
person
that
has
should be the
more
walk-off.
belts than the other dudes up here.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Did you see the thing at the press conference how her belt is smaller?
No.
Did everybody? And the press conference guy called it out, and all of a sudden the camera, like you don't. Then you look at it. I don't know if it was just the shadow. Go back and watch it because there's a glare that's on the one belt that's not on the other belt. I think
Yeah.
it's Max Holloway's belt.
Yeah.
So he's saying, is there any truth to the fact that Max Holloway's belt is slightly bigger? I mean, it was just barely.
Yeah,
And
so-
she went, well, I don't care. And it was like, man, there was no way to not see that little baby belt. UFC, bro, you got to do a lot better than that.
but
okay?
to be fair,
Wow.
to be
He's
fair,
going to keep you up to snuff on this one.
To be fair.
That's a big time not
To be
cool
fair.
right there.
the
They
biggest
deserve the same size belts, dog. That's all there is to it.
If
They
not
do.
bigger, dog.
Right.
Women's fights are way
Come
better
on,
than
man.
dudes.
Period.
Well,
Period.
okay.
The women's
bro.
fights
Hold
are
on.
way better.
Marketing moment. I'm
Please.
trying to put a champion up there,
Exactly.
and her body is smaller than the other people.
I don't want
If
to
I
hear
put
this.
a
So you
same
let her
size-
wear a
This is
big
weak.
belt.
This is
Can I
weak.
finish?
Hold on. Did the
let
Karate
him
Kid
Can I
get
finish?
Did Karate Kid get a
Can I
trophy
finish?
to his size, or do you just
Can
get
I
the trophy?
finish?
You get the trophy.
Can I
I
finish?
finish?
Can I finish?
Okay, I'm back.
Can I finish? Is this what we're gonna do?
Should we let him finish?
You're trying to sell somebody, and you don't want the belt to cover their whole body.
Okay.
Blood, this is weak.
What is the highest
Bad
level
luck.
of a women's
Bad luck.
women's?
Bad luck.
Why, bro?
What's the highest level of a
Let him
women?
walk. Let him walk.
What's the highest level of
Keep
the?
walking.
What's the highest level? What's the highest weight?
The highest division?
Yep.
145, featherweight.
Which is
You don't
She's
put
the
him up
champ.
there like, you don't put him
almost
up there like this.
mid-level.
You don't put him up there like this
Almost
where one's smaller than the
mid-level
other.
of the men, right?
You see how that looks? If you're gonna do that and you're gonna have it to
I can
size,
hear you with the almost, but
you don't do it like
Almost
this. They had them on
mid-level.
the table like this, bro. They had them just side to side like this.
Almost
As
mid-level.
as if to insinuate, one was superior than another.
I'll-
What does
I'll-
size mean
I'll
with
still give it
trophies?
about
Do you get a
75%,
smaller
not
trophy
even
when you
numbers.
do better or worse?
I never got a trophy.
See, trophies are based on how good you do.
I
and
wouldn't
the
know. I never got
size,
trophies.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't have any trophies.
Karate Kid's trophy. Did they go custom make Mr. Camacho his own size, or do you get the one that's there?
Camacho.
So the
Camacho,
champion-
but y'all coming after me about Brazil.
Ralph Camacho.
Camacho.
What was his name?
Camacho.
his name?
Like a Jeep.
It was Machio.
was Daniel?
It was Machio.
I'm sorry,
Daniel
my paisano.
San.
What?
You know what I mean?
What?
My bad.
Daniel
Ralph
LaRusso's gonna
Macho,
fight.
Camacho. You know I'm in MMA mode, man. So Look, I forgot.
Hector
You don't
Camacho.
come here with that.
Camacho's a boxer.
Any sort of geek shit from the 80s, you do not fuck around when
Okay,
it comes to
look,
James
listen,
I forgot,
listen.
my bad.
It's a cold squad up
My
here. We don't
paisan,
play.
man, my bad, bro. Okay,
It's a marketing thing. Now,
Blood, don't do
the
this.
women are going to be smaller than the men. Wait, with the wait, there's 250-pound women fighting in the UFC? Hold on.
Brain.
Look
Is
at
it
Magic.
200?
Look at Amanda.
Is there a same
Brain,
weight class
talk
that
to
is
him.
the same weight as them? This 140.
If
Brain,
you put
talk
body,
to him.
Women weigh.
if you
And how
put,
much do the men weigh? Does a man that weighs the same as the woman get a belt the same size?
The belt.
You
should-
answer that,
The size
huh?
of the belt should be the
Answer
size
that.
of the belt.
Answer
When you
that.
get
What weight
it,
class
you
is
put it
Amanda
on and don't
Nunes in?
complain
Let's
if it's
just go
too
there. I'm
big.
a fan. I don't know shit. Amanda Nunes is in what weight class?
What
Did
weight
Rose-
class is she in,
Did
dog?
Rose,
is that?
did Rose
It's
complain
the
about her belt
135,
size?
135. So
and 145
is
champ.
there 135
So to do the women a
145
favor,
male?
so you trying to tell me that to do the women a favor, they make the belt
No,
smaller?
it's
Blair?
like-
where?
Hold
Is
on.
that what you're saying?
Let me help you with your false equivalence. Let me start here.
Wow.
I didn't say that the belt weighed more. Suckers. I said the
No,
belt
I
is
didn't say
smaller
way
so
more.
the camera
I
can
didn't
see
say
it.
way more either. I
Yeah,
said it was
because
smaller.
because
I don't know how
because
much
if
it weighs. I
because
would
if
assume less, though.
because if she wore the dude's belt, she'd just be invisible. We can't
mean,
see her. The
it's
belt is
basically
too
the
You're
big.
same-
telling
It's a
me a
statement.
woman who weighs
Look,
115.
man, they
We
don't
can't
make them
see
for
her.
size. They
The
don't make them
belt
for
is
size.
so
They make them
big.
for sex.
She's
That's what it is.
invisible.
It's all bad.
Hold on.
It's all bad, bro.
Let's start
The
there.
heavyweight belt ain't bigger than the middleweight
Let's start
belt.
there.
Middleweight
She's
belt- it's
invisible,
all bad,
Brain.
bro.
The belt is
Who's
too
the
big.
115
Women
I can't
are
see
the
her.
same size
Who's
belts,
the
man.
115
And
champ,
anybody
Brain?
else want the same
Who's
size
115?
champion is the
The
champion,
flyweight.
man. The champion
Flyweight.
is the champion.
Who's the champ?
Look at this.
I can't see her because the belt is
Is
too
that the one?
big.
Does Zay
Hold
want?
on.
It's so big,
Hold
I
on.
can't see
Is
her.
that how tall is she?
115. Who's 115?
115
cares,
at
man?
what, 5'2"? You
Please
think the
stop.
belt's the same size? You guys,
Please stop.
You live in fantasy worlds.
stop.
You live in a
I've had a
fantasy
few
world.
championship
But,
belts.
man, here's all I'm saying,
We're
bro.
specifically talking
Would you like
about
to
the
know the
most
process of how we
heaviest
made the
weight
championship
class
belt? We got
of the
one.
women's. It has a smaller belt than the class.
I don't
and
know
that
if
would
you
be
noticed this,
third
but
rank.
the heaviest woman is smaller than the
lightest-
heaviest guy.
Third lightest
Have you figured
weight
that
class
out?
in the
Is John
men's
Jones
division.
and Daniel Cormier's belts, because they different in height considerably. So
Third-
you're telling me for Daniel
third
Cormier
lightest
they
weight
made him
class.
a
I
special
can't
belt?
believe you walked
And the
into
whole
that trap.
entire
I can't
UFC.
believe you walked into that trap.
I'm just saying.
I
It's not
can't
a trap,
believe
bro.
It's the same size.
Daniel
or not?
Cormier's belly, and you know I love you, Daniel. You know what I told you at
Is
Conquer.
longer? Because we went height, right? You said height, didn't you?
Stop, blood.
Come on.
I guess you guys don't understand how body mass
135-pound
works.
person
Please
deserves
don't.
the same
Please
belt
don't.
But
as another person.
that's what I'm saying.
Do you know
But
if you
still,
put that normal belt over
Mayweather's
Brain, you're
belt-
not gonna see him.
was
You know that,
Mayweather's
right?
belt smaller
It's
than
gonna
Mike
look like
Tyson's
it's a
belt?
walking medallion.
Like the WBC, did they get
No,
different size
no.
belts?
You ever
for the different
seen
weight classes?
Indiana
See,
Jones?
Chief.
You ever seen Raiders of the Ark? When he
Here,
puts
tops.
the little medallion in there,
Look,
that's
man.
what it would look like.
Equality
You guys-
for all. Fight the good fight,
that's-
man. To all my women out there.
There you go.
Man, hey, I
And-
want
and all-
I want bigger
and-
belts for all the women
Let me help
champs.
you guys.
Bigger belts
Let me
for
help
all
you.
the women
Hey,
champs.
man.
Hey,
We
Cage
want
Cousins.
bigger
Cage
belts.
Cousins.
We
Cage
want
Cousins.
bigger belts. We
Cage
want.
Cousins. How come they're asking about the belt and they're not asking about the pay?
we want to know about the pay for
I want
everybody.
both. I want both.
Especially the women.
Because they didn't put the paycheck on the table right next to the man paycheck like this.
But what I understand is how you get somebody.
They got a
paid.
bigger chain. They got a bigger
myself on
chain.
the
What does
side
that
for these
sound
women,
like?
man.
They got a bigger
women's
chain.
rights.
Don't
What does
try
that
it.
sound like?
Don't
Sounds
try
like
it.
rap.
Don't
Every
try it.
MMA fighter should get paid more than what they're getting paid right now.
Period.
And the
Conquer
belt
fight.
should be the same damn size. Especially if you're the highest weight class in the women's
They should do it like Conquer Fighting
ultimate
does it.
out of all the divisions.
Look.
And your belt is littler
Look.
than the third lightest weight class in all
It's
the
a
leagues.
little bitty
Third
baby one.
lightest.
It's a little
He said it's
small.
almost halfway.
It's like a child's
But
play.
technically, it's only the third lightest.
If you're going
You
to
got
tell me,
125,
It's
135,
like a kid's plate
145.
burger.
Then you got
You're-
155,
if you're telling me Amanda
170,
Nunes
85,
is
205,
the same
and heavyweight.
size, you're
So
fooling
three,
yourself.
Blood. No. But I
Not
just
halfway,
need to
bro.
make sure.
Not
I just need to make
halfway.
sure that I'm hearing you. I just need to make sure that I'm hearing you.
You
So
tell me
you're trying to
Amanda Nunes
rationalize
is the
it.
same size as Ngannou?
All right, you know what, blood? We got to
Is
move
it the
on to the
same
next
size
fight.
as
'cause
John
we're-
Jones?
We gotta
No,
We gotta go to
but
the
the
next
belt
fight.
should be.
We gotta go to the next fight.
The belt
Next
should
fight.
be.
Right.
Next
That's
fight.
cool. I'm gonna go
Women's
buy
rights.
all y'all women's pants tomorrow.
Next
You're
fight.
right. You're absolutely right.
Next
I'm going
fight.
to Lululemon right now and
Next
buying y'all
fight.
some leggings.
No, but
Because
next
you'll
fight.
fit it. You'll fit it fine, won't
fight.
you? Can't wait.
Next
Next
fight.
cage.
I
me
saw
some
good
women's
gonna
women's
need a
barbells.
costume for Halloween anyway.
Go buy me a women's weight set. Will it still be 150 pounds?
They don't make women's weight sets.
Oh, I didn't think so.
They make weight sets.
And they don't make women's champion belts. They make champion belts.
The same size. Are they the same size?
Respect them ladies, man.
Come on, man.
Did the ladies
Respect
fit
them
the
ladies.
glove?
Put some respect on that woman name. She one of the greats, man.
Go ahead.
Amanda Nunes. Let's keep
Put respect on her name and around her waist.
I think everybody knows the pick on that one. Amanda Nunes is the
All
pick
right.
for me.
You think so?
Yeah, easy.
If it goes to the ground.
Man, that's one of the greats. I'm not picking it.
If it goes to the ground, even more, but she's hella
It's
dangerous.
ground and pound.
I know that. But if it doesn't go to the ground,
just like she
and
said she did at the beginning, and
and
she'll
Duranda
be-
make connects, if Duranda
No.
make the kicks, come
No.
on, if she connects
Here's
with
the
that,
problem. Here's the problem. The reality, tactically, all belt drama aside, is that Amanda's hungry. She goes after you, bro.
Yes.
Like, she ain't gonna let you dance. So what I'm saying is, if Jermaine has any advantage standing, she's just gonna dump her on the ground and tap her. That's the reality.
But-
She's gonna come with the hands, and
Sure.
if anything looks remotely dangerous, tackle and grapple.
but if she connects,
she
she
won't.
connects, good
I
night.
don't think she's
Anybody
connecting
connect?
on
Good
it.
night.
I don't think she's connecting
Who's
on
connected
anything
on
that's
Amanda
putting
before?
Amanda to sleep.
Jermaine, if she connects,
She's gonna have to outbox her and keep her at bay
She
and
beat her though, didn't she?
jab her to death like
They haven't-
GSP
they haven't
did.
fought.
Shake.
They haven't fought.
So
I just watched the press conference. She said
Yes,
I beat her at
they-
the
oh,
beginning of this
she-
journey.
Amanda
Said,
knocked
so
her out in
imagine
the
me
first
against her
round. I
now.
think under a minute.
Am I tripping?
When?
I just saw a press conference today, and it
quite
was
a few
Amanda
years
Nunes
ago. It was like,
said,
6
I beat
years
her.
ago.
I could
Okay.
have said I beat her
I
at the
think
beginning of my
2013,
MMA
fight
journey.
for the troops.
So imagine how I can do against her now.
Fight for the troops.
And she
First
said,
round
and then
knockout.
she answered with, "Well, I was not. I mean, neither one of us are the same person we were then." As
Right.
I was.
I do remember that.
Okay.
And she lost to her. It's just they
Right.
wasn't champions yet. And she got her belt took. She got her belt took by not wanting to see Cyborg. Right. That was the whole
Right.
thing.
She vacated the belt
Okay, I'm
rather
glad
than
I'm
fight
up to speed on that.
Cyborg.
Yeah.
Now,
And it was because Cyborg was supposed to fight Holly Holm. They were making
Yeah.
the belt for her, and she was like, "Oh, I need 12-week camp." They were like, "Our event is in 8 weeks in February," and so Cyborg was like, "Well, have the fight without me," and they was like, "Call your bluff, bitch." You know what I mean?
gotta say, Jermaine's
So,
not
and
shy
then they
about
threw in
that.
Jermaine, and she took advantage. She beat Holly Holm.
She's not shy about having turned down fights. She'll sit there and be like, "Oh no, that's absolutely right. I turned down that
I'm
fight."
pretty.
And
That's what I'm saying.
did
I'm
not
pretty
get
sure
beat
she
for my belt.
she turned
She
down
also-
Nunes
she turned
before
Nunes at one
for a
at
second fight.
at the higher
let's
weight,
let's
right?
just be clear.
Or the lower
Jermaine
weight.
knocks out men.
And she's got
Oh
hammers.
wait, maybe
She's
they'll
got
have a different
hammers.
size belt.
And the only thing
This
about
guy,
Nunes is
Blunt.
she's been a champion a long time,
Wow.
but at the same time,
So
like,
you're saying if Jermaine wins and she's bigger, then she should get the same size belt as Max?
Look at that.
If you're trying to take a
what size
picture,
belt should Jermaine get?
if you're taking a picture,
She's
and
bigger.
Max
you're
Holloway
taking a
should be
picture.
bigger? What do you think?
Are you taking a picture?
How
Next
how
to
tall
him.
is she?
Side by side.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I did take the
I-
picture
I-
with my belt
I
right
would-
here.
I
I didn't
would
look
catch
like
up with
no
this guy.
medallion, y'all.
They brushed
I didn't
over
look like
I
no
will
medallion.
catch up with this guy in 6 months when he's doing some marketing. I'll be like, you're right. Get the same size. You're
Hey,
right.
you know, when I'm getting that championship belts made for Conquer,
So
we
you're-
only get one size.
Because you don't have
Right.
women.
We got women, but we just haven't won the champions yet. But when we do, they'll be the same size. I guarantee you.
my
I'll say
guy.
that
Right,
there.
right.
And when I measure, I'm putting you everywhere. And I'm putting you everywhere. When you
only
can't even
guy-
see your 115 fighter, I'm gonna put him everywhere. I'll be like, hey, that was really cool how you brought a robot in to fight.
In a picture of our brand, of our beautiful,
Looking like Destro.
championship belt.
All right,
that
so
I
what's your
designed.
prediction? What's your prediction?
I just told you.
Jermaine, knock
I
out.
just told you. If Jermaine touches her, she's got the touch of death. But Amanda's better on the ground. Amanda's got takedowns.
And
Amanda's
she
got
comes
better
forward.
footwork.
Has her chin been tested? Has Nunes been clipped?
That's the one thing that I've always been
Yes.
questioning. Who has tested her chin?
On
Help
the
me out.
ground, Cat
Cat
Zingano.
Zingano, exactly.
Clocked her.
But that's her last loss. Since then, she's
Yeah,
learned
she's
so
a
much
different animal.
and gotten so
That's what she
so much
said.
better.
She looks confident.
She's a monster.
Hey,
really
I
confident.
think right now
I don't
she
think
is the
she's gonna go to
scariest
the
human
ground. I
being
think she's
in the
gonna
cage.
knock her out.
I think she's
Fact.
the scariest human
Agreed,
being in the
agreed,
cage.
yeah.
I would still like to go back to
It is
believe
MMA.
given Amanda's record,
Yep.
given that she's the 2-belt champ, she should have been the main event.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Hey, and
I
only
agree.
sexism
And
made it
honestly,
different.
Because
No,
of
Donald Trump helped
it.
make
because
that
of
name.
because of my
That
fight
MAGA thing
prediction,
that Brazil
I
did.
feel like this should have closed the show because it's going to be a highlight reel
Fact.
knockout.
Ooh.
Highlight
Fact.
reel.
No, I
Okay.
saw that spike from that MAGA.
Moving on to our next
Yep.
next fight, we have the Blessed Era, Max Holloway versus Auckland, New Zealand, by way of Australia, Alexander Volkanovski.
So let me guess who you think gonna win. Who you think gonna win?
Man.
Me? Or
Him.
Or New Auckland?
I think City Kickboxing gets a new champion next Saturday.
So is it just New Zealand for forever? If you from
Now-
there, you winning.
Volkanovski's wrestling is part of the reason why Israel was so good at defending stuff, why City Kickboxing is so good. And I think if you see the clips, he's going to dump Max on his back and there's going to be a problem. That guy is a rugby player converted into a wrestler. He's very dangerous. You saw what he did to Aldo.
Right.
He's got the hands, he's got the feet, and his clinch and his dump it's Matt Hughes, bro, at 145.
And then he's got hammers. He's got hammers in
It's
those
Matt
fists.
Hughes with Dan
hands?
Hooker's like hands.
Okay, but then here's the question.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about like fighters in zones, right? Like when
Yeah.
BJ was in zone. Okay, so where is Max Holloway right now? I don't get a feeling that he's in a zone.
I gotta say,
he
my
was
site.
in that zone until he ran into Poirier.
Yes.
He wanted to take that challenge of going up a weight
Yes.
class, see if he could get the title. But then he came back and beat Frank Edgar, and he's getting back into his momentum. And honestly, Volkanovski doesn't have the household name like all the guys that Max beat to get here and be reigning as a featherweight champion. But he's the most dangerous one.
Yes.
He's the most dangerous, and Max got to really use his MMA IQ. He's got to use his
And he's got to use his history, right? He's got to use his cage
He's got to
history.
use his pummel, takedown defense. When he's on the ground, starts throwing shit up right away. So you let him know, hey, I'm dangerous on the floor too with my jits. But if
I was a betting man, I gotta say Max Holloway is gonna come up with the L, man.
I'll tell you
And
what.
it's gonna be definitive. Like we're not gonna be like, oh, that was close. It's gonna be like, it was close until you know what I'm saying?
Until that left hand landed.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
Or that
what you gotta
suplex.
watch out for in
You
this
feel
kind
me?
of thing. I mean, so I don't know how many of you guys watch the weigh-ins today.
Yeah.
But like, I always have that eye test thing. When I
Right,
go
you
to the
gotta
horse
see-
track, I like to look at the horses. And when I
Yep.
see the fighters, but I get that eye test. So I like to gamble based on that eye test. And I'll say this about Max. I mean, he's either supremely confident right now, or he's a little bit full of himself. And if dude is as bad as you guys say, he might be set up for that situation right now. I gotta
And
say, as
also
far as the
that-
eye test, dude looked either supremely confident, like I said, in his zone, or he's setting it because he was calling dude an extra piece of candy or what, like he was just saying,
Right.
oh, it's another
cupcake.
another cupcake to taste the flavor. And it's like, man, when you start looking at things as a set rather than the next fight being one of one, that's where it's like, bro, I hope you got it, because if you don't,
Hey, and this is
dude looked like just another cat that like was very confident in himself, but he didn't look like that. He didn't look overly. He was like, okay, yeah, it's good. Well, like you said.
Hey.
So I wouldn't be shocked either way, but I'll probably just for upset, I'll probably pick Volkanovski.
Yeah.
I think so.
Fact.
I
Also, that press conference was a month
I
ago.
just need Max to know that
It's easy to go with favorite.
if he can use the DS type of pattern where you just pick them apart, keep them at bay, 70, 70,
Yep.
70, 70, 70, 70, 70. It's going to be interesting.
And that's
If
how it
this-
should go,
If
yeah.
this gets to championship rounds, that's where Max can shine in this fight.
Yep.
If
Interesting.
he starts getting hit early,
or gets slammed and
the
just
way
gets
he
a
was
lot of
getting hit
energy
in that
taken out
Poirier
of him.
fight, I didn't like the way. If he keeps fighting that way,
It's not
then
gonna
it's
work.
going to be a BJ Penn type situation
Fourth round
where
would be
you
done.
lose the mojo and then you just fighting out of just the love of it. But like, I just don't want him to get hit in the head the way he was just because I mean, us Hawaiians, we got a hard head, and if you're gonna hit it, we're gonna take it and keep coming forward. But that's not the long-term strategy that you really want to use with the guy with the skill set of Max, like Cabbage. Cabbage, he wasn't no technical fighter, but he was gonna go out there and get hit in the head, and then almost like that Ali Ropa until he got a chance to get on top of you, start
And then
slamming
there it
and
is.
pistol.
Yeah.
Right? That's not Max.
That's not.
Max is a technician. That's what he has to be strong with in order to win this fight. I think he could do it,
He's got
but
the
I
IQ.
mean,
yeah, he's got that IQ.
What's also interesting
Volkanovski
should go that
he's
way,
a
but
bad
if
man.
he clips him,
and
then
I
nobody
wouldn't
be
be.
surprised.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
be
what I'm
surprised.
saying.
Yeah.
If he starts taking those same kind of hits again,
Ooh, boy.
it's not
I think
gonna
you're right
be
about those
fun.
championship rounds too. I think if it gets up there, Max is.
Yeah, if it gets to that's. But I looked at Volkanovski's record. He does have 2 fourth-round finishes.
Oh.
So he has been in
Okay.
championship fights
City
before,
kickboxing?
and you know what I mean, in some of the lesser promotions, but.
name.
So,
He's also
but
he's
in the
Australian,
big
comes
league,
over
he
and
hasn't
trains
had a 5-round fight yet. So
Jesus.
we'll see. Max is a cardio monster, but man.
Everybody's got to reach that point.
And
I
like you said,
like what-
you said, City Kickboxing is on a roll.
Yeah, I was
right
gonna
now.
say City
If those
Kickboxing
guys
is
don't
on
win,
zone.
if those
We're
guys
going.
don't win Gym of the Year,
City
man,
Kickboxing,
I don't
we're on our
know
way.
what the hell Vegas is doing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they already won it. I mean, they're last year. We are now at that time my favorite time. His favorite time.
Ladies
Is it your
and
favorite time?
It's mine.
It will be your favorite time.
He will learn.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Feels like
We
my
are
favorite
now.
time.
It is now time for the main event of the evening. Fighting! He is the welterweight champion out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Can I say that again, by the way? Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It feels so good to finally be able to root for somebody from Florida. By way of Lagos. The Nigerian Nightmare.
Nigeria!
Kamaru Usman. Versus fighting out of a butt crack. He is.
Is it Butt Crack, Oregon? Is that where Brad's from?
No, Bend, I think.
Come
Bend,
on,
Oregon?
man. There's a lot of good people in Bend, man.
Yes, there is. Colby Covington. Why is this fight happening? It had to happen. Good marketing versus good marketing. Kamaru Usman fooled people into believing he was a pushover for years and worked his way up and then defeated Tyron Woodley, who, I don't know.
Like, so devastatingly, though.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just
Dominant.
like he won or, he got him. It was a clear cut above, dog.
It was like Woodley wasn't there. It's like he was stuck backstage.
It was deep.
It was deep.
And it was hard to watch because I didn't even hate either one of them.
No.
But the class level was so clear, you know.
And I've always really liked Usman, and there's reasons why do I like Usman.
Right.
First of all, he is the direct disciple of one of my first and favorite and all-time favorite MMA fighters by the name of Rashad Sugar Evans. Who
Yeah.
I just had nothing but good things to say about that dude. I really appreciate him. Kamaru, along with Rashad and Anthony Rumble Johnson, who will be coming back in January, formed a crew with a bunch of people who you were schooling me about, who left AT&T and started something called Black Zillions.
Black Zillions.
Yep.
They would later start bringing in a lot of Sancho fighters, and then notably grabbed a young Nigerian who was fighting over in China by the name of Israel Adesanya to step up to train for John Jones. So I've always been a big fan of their camp and that legacy. And what I've really liked is the same reason that I like Israel, how the minute he wins a belt, he shots out his teacher. I love that when Usman won his belt, he shot it out Rashad.
Yep.
I love
Right.
the lineage. I love seeing the traditional martial arts return back to it. On the other hand, you have the direct disciple of one of my least favorite MMA fighters of all time by the name of Chael Sonnen.
Never liked
Does this guy
Chael,
train
bro.
under Chael?
That's his little brother.
That's his boy,
That's
bro.
his boy.
That's
Openly,
That's his
It's
boy,
his
bro.
junior.
No wonder he's got
That's
the
his
gimmicky
boy,
attitude.
Yeah, he got the kill.
That's his
That's
guy.
his-
No wonder he's got the gimmicky attitude.
That's who trained.
Yeah.
Right. That's his
That's what
guy.
you call Gail-ism.
It's really weak, bro.
Yeah. Why are we so emotional about Colby Covington? Colby Covington was a couple weeks from being cut by the UFC. Before he went down to Brazil, he turned into this wrestling heel character where he started wearing a MAGA hat, a cheap suit. He started saying that Brazil was a dump, that Brazilians were trash, everybody's on steroids.
It's not cool, bro.
And so he really says, he really uses his mouth to try to work things
Disrespectful
up.
as hell. Yeah, just disrespectful as hell.
What I found was very interesting at the last fight he was at, that the president was at, there were more people booing the president and Colby Covington than there was applauding them.
Yeah.
And I think that was lost on many people. I'm not sure that people at AT&T actually dislike Covington. I think they're all in on it. I think Poirier's in on it. I think Masvidal's in on it. But the fact that they play loose with that stuff, there
You heard what
comes
he
a
said about
reckoning.
Glenn Robinson? I mean,
yeah.
that was pretty.
What did he say?
no.
He said, I know Usman gave Glenn a heart attack from all those years of ducking me, and then he said he'll be watching from hell on December 14th.
No, he didn't.
His family came out, his daughters came out and said something
No, he
yesterday, like,
didn't,
man,
blood.
hey, dog, like, so that's, if you're using, like, that's where it's like, okay, he's got some hate in his heart. Like, it's not just.
Now,
it's
here's
not
the other
just
part of
a
it,
kid
though,
dissing
bro.
you.
Dan Lambert, his
That stuff
they got
brings
beef.
reactions. That stuff brings
I agree.
engagement. It is definitely. He's saying it to your face. It's a strategy. I mean,
Yes.
And like you're saying, a lot of it was lost that people were booing the president. I think a lot of it's lost that the dude got elected that way. Like it's understanding that strategy, the trolling strategy of society that we live in now. People are pissed off,
I've been trying to tell.
and it's like there's a lot of people that relate to that attitude, and I mean, a lot of misguided other people that may have missed, but that's on both sides of the argument, and so he is certainly embodying a very ugly, what I would. My opinion. It's an ugly side of our society. However, he is also telling you to your face, look, dog, my bank account is reflecting my success right now. And like you said, he was 2 weeks from being cut. I'll bet his bank account does not look like he's being cut right now. So it's like anybody that says that in this capitalist society that we live in, that, to make a couple extra dollars, you wouldn't put on a certain hat or maybe adopt a certain mode of thinking. I'm not saying that he's a liberal wrapped in a...
Right.
But he's certainly... put the steroids, if you will, put the gasoline on that fire of like that he knew it was an easy
right. It's easy.
Nobody in the UFC was trying to back Trump. He took Trump's back. He got invited. He'll be invited to the Republican National Convention now. He built himself a lane based on this thing, and it was such an easy play.
But here's the deal, though. But here's the deal.
Everybody off, and he's got everybody pissed off. It's like, and he is a heel. And guess what? We're in the era of the heel. Yeah. That's why DC is still better because their villains are still doper, and nobody remembers the bad villains. Like villains that are why do you remember Chael Sonnen? Chael Sonnen's working for ESPN right now.
But here's the beauty of it.
The good guys doing.
You see how he's trying to just sneak that in there, DeShawn?
You gotta get it where you can, man.
He's wearing a Marvel shirt.
You see what it says on there?
It means he marvels at how emphatically...
Endgame was the best movie of all time, and the best movie you have has a clown killing people. Anyways,
here's what I want to say, though. On the real. To your point about Chael. Right, here's the deal. Remember how Chael was talking real crazy about Silva, right?
Yep.
Remember?
Yeah.
He was being hella disrespectful, hella culturally and racially disrespectful, right? And look at the humiliation that he faced in the end, right?
Twice.
And then look at the dignity with which Anderson Silva approached that disrespectful dude. In that moment, there's so many things he could have done and said, but he acted like a champion.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah,
now,
exemplary.
in the same vein, I'm taking it back. Habib, right? Disrespected hella much, right? When he mopped McGregor and he choked him and almost took his whole jaw off, he closed it with respect, right? This is gonna happen again. They don't pay attention to how their paths end. The Colby Covingtons of the world, these dudes, they get all that hype and they do get a lot of money and they do get a lane. But you know what happens in the clutch?
We need our villains, though. We need our heels.
You know what, though?
Yes.
Usman is going to destroy this fool.
He has to win,
and it's going to be magnificent.
He has to win, though.
It's not just going to win, though. It will be magnificent.
Here's the problem with this fight.
And I hope that Covington conducts himself the same way that Sonnen did when he lost. He did go to the center and give.
He gonna be out. There will be no thing. He gonna be gone, bro.
Because of the code of the wrestler or whatever. Like he did it at the end.
Right.
When he got beat, come to the center of the ring and give dude his props. So hopefully, Cuz puts that all to the side if he gets beat.
We gonna see.
And I got a feeling. I just got a feeling it's a lot.
Here's the problem. They are a lot more equally matched than you want to believe. Your passion will let you.
Dude's playing with house money.
Right.
He's
That's what I'm saying.
They are a lot more equally matched. Do not think this is in the bag.
Looks like a bad man.
They use the same style.
Bad motherfucker.
Covington hits at 60%.
Right.
Usman hits at 70%. The problem is he could fit in more. Covington could fit in more. So Usman, again, we haven't seen any kicks.
He's faster, basically.
Right. He remember
so
he had all those injuries.
He's going to land 10 punches while Usman will land 7.
Absolutely. So if Usman tries and goes, what everybody who's gone against Covington has done is failed with power. You've seen it with Lawler, right?
And they can't.
You
they
see
can't
him
mess with his
RDA.
pace.
Everybody.
Once he's in there with that pace,
dude, you got to keep that pace, if not more. If not more.
But what do you say? What do you say though about like Colby Covington's ability, given all of the issues with his camp? Like, if any of those camp issues are real, that means his training ain't what it maybe should be. And if it ain't what it should be,
issues with different people leaving his camp, all that kind of stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
fiction.
dude.
I think that's all fiction.
I don't believe it's fiction.
I think it's all fiction.
I don't know if it's all fiction, but because I know once you put on that hat and you start acting like that, there's a bunch of people that are going to back up off you. But that doesn't. I think it's also been all played up. He's using the president's handbook. I think it's
Dan Lambert and Florida.
He's the number 2
nobody
welterweight.
cares.
I mean, he's number 2 on the list.
He got a dorm there.
There for no
he
reason.
got paychecks. People pretend. Hey, this is what I've
learned.
He
got the strike
This is what I learned about the world. On Facebook, whatever, people, I can't stand Covington, all that. Off Facebook, yeah, man, hey, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, same guys. Yeah, that's how the president got elected. That's what I'm saying.
Right, and like you said, he found his lane.
He found his lane.
He's
and I guarantee the UFC. He's the reason.
He's got a bad
it's main
attitude
event. That's
as
the
a
reason.
person, but then he can amplify that with the gimmick.
Without the gimmick,
take it to 1,000 and do the
Here's
horrible
how-
stints about Matt.
Here's how Usman has to win.
And Robinson in the grave.
Yep.
Here's how Usman has to win. He's not gonna. He has to keep the pace, but he can't do 60% with him.
But
He has to even drop.
But that's what his pace is.
He's got to drop it down to 40 and then
from
wrestle.
belt to belt. His arms are moving. His legs are moving.
He's got to do it to
his IQ
40
is
and
moving.
wrestle.
He's
I think you're
adjusting.
right.
He's got to
frustrating.
wrestle. He's
That's what I'm
got to
saying.
wrestle
But
and
then
hold him on the ground.
And then if the wrestling cancels out, he's got the quickness and Usman's got the power. You
How
know
good
what I
is
mean?
how good
And if
is
the
Covington's
wrestling
jiu-jitsu?
cancels out, that might be bad for
Have you
Usman
seen
because
it?
Yeah.
he
I
just
mean, no.
rushes
I've
you
never
to the
seen
cage
it.
and then you're
that's
just
what
stuck
I'm
against the
saying.
cage.
That's
I've never seen
I have
his
no
grappling,
sense
but
of
not like jiu-jitsu.
I have no sense of his submission ability or submission defense. I don't.
Usman is
I
a
don't.
Nigerian American. You don't go against.
He's
I've
not
seen-
even. He's
yeah,
not
I
even
mean,
looking
I've
for the
seen-
submission yet. He's
You don't
looking
go
to
against
pummel
that
you
with that cardio.
and
Yeah.
just pound on.
I've seen Usman's chain wrestling against Chandler in practice, and that was terrifying.
It looked pretty crispy.
So you
Yeah.
keep bringing back Habib. My thing is, I feel like Usman and Habib have the same approach in theory to the fight. The style is different, but their approach is: I'm gonna get to you, I'm gonna put you on your ass, and then I'm gonna beat the living hell out of you.
Well, they have the same manager.
You know what I'm saying?
However, let me tell you the exception. Usman's deadliest weapons have yet to be seen in the UFC.
And they are
30%.
His kicks. Huh?
No, you know what that 30% was?
His health.
Yes, his kicks. His kicks are like disgusting. He's got Sancho style like kicks. Like you have yet to see him kick because his body's been broken for so long.
But I don't know if this is the
Covington's
fight
his
where you
head.
want to bring that out.
So
Because
again,
then
Nah,
Covington
you got
puts
to.
you on
You
your
have
butt.
to. You have to.
You got to.
You
on
have
this
to.
one.
But
And
if
then follow
Covington
wrestling.
catches that leg and bum rushes him, I get
He's
the
not gonna catch
wrestling,
it.
but
He's not gonna catch it. You got to kick
I
the lower.
feel what you're saying.
You got to kick the lower
I
leg.
feel what you're saying. But if you want to keep
Hey,
Covington
that's-
respecting you, you
Yeah.
got to punish with them legs.
And if he does-
Early and hard.
and if he does punish with the legs, that's what's going to slow
And I'm not talking about
Covington's
kicking.
speed down.
I'm not talking the upper thigh. I'm talking kicking.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
inside.
shin, the back of the foot.
Yep.
Like keep his front.
Still
keep
going
him
to
on
slow
his
his
front.
speed down, and
Yeah.
that's one of his main arsenal is his
You know what I'm
speed.
saying? So if he can,
His
if he can
cardio.
put some, if he can put
So-
substantial damage with the legs,
Yep.
and use the hands to keep him at bay until he wants to wrestle him and finish him, this could be
So
devastating.
Cage Cousins, it's unanimous. We want Usman to win.
Yes.
We just gonna let you know this is going to be a nail biter.
who said it's
Right.
unanimous?
You don't want Usman to win?
Why do I want either of them to win?
You don't want either of them to
He's
win?
saying that he doesn't have
Well,
a
who
dog
did
in
you
the fight.
predict?
Why do
He
I
doesn't have a
want
dog
either
in the
of
fight, but who do you think
did
will win?
Who do you think would win?
I'm gonna go with Usman slightly, yeah. But I mean, it wouldn't be bad for business if Covington won.
Yeah, I'm bracing for.
Yeah,
I'm bracing
I
for
wouldn't
Covington.
be surprised.
It'll be
if
horrible for
Covington-
business.
Yeah.
I'm preparing for Covington.
Not for Dana
Depends on
White.
what part of
Not for
business
Dana
you're in.
White, because he's right on there with
on
him.
what you're in.
You speaking reality. I know.
I'm just saying that bank account reality is a tough, rent.
Hey,
is
but you
tough
know
in the
what?
Bay, man.
Hey, I'm going to take it back to the beginning
He
of the
was in
show.
Florida where they have no
I'm going
tax.
to take it back to the beginning of the show.
Take it back.
Usman looks pissed. He's definitely in his head. There's no. I'll tell you that right now.
Got the baby hand wash.
All right,
got
here
the
we
baby. Respect my name.
Here we go.
Is that Mr.
Here we go.
Miyagi or
Here we
is
go. Here we
that-
go. Here we go. Here we go.
Baby from the
Here we go. Here we go. Here we
I
go.
see.
Allahu Akbar. The Muslim will be victorious.
God is the greatest.
Usman's a Muslim. I know. Well, he's Ali. That's right. Got it.
And the Nigerian. Throwing that in because I'm
He's
Nigerian.
Nigerian American. Definitely don't bet against that cardio, man. You ever seen him?
Green and white. Green and white.
You ever seen the Olympics, man? Was run for like 7 days in a row.
Incredible predictions and show. We have one last announcement, possibly. I don't know if you guys knew this and you've been following us for a while, but there used to be a wonderful, wonderful local Bay Area premier promotion. Let's think about this for a minute. There has not been a UFC in the Bay Area since Silva versus Sutton.
Wow, it's been that long.
It's been that long.
Not
Bay Area.
counting San Jose.
Sacramento doesn't count. Yeah,
Okay.
You're not counting Shark City?
Okay.
I'm going to let you get away with this.
Okay. I don't want to be divisive. Fine.
So in the major Bay,
He gonna
Area,
hate on
east of the
Shark
West
In the
City.
Bay,
East
San Francisco,
Bay.
Heroes Martial Arts is in San Jose.
San Jose is
Fair.
a huge market.
Shark City. West Coast. Shout out to Bobby.
Can we just, okay, I will say that San Jose is the Bay Area. Can we be honest that it's
Thornton
Central
yesterday?
California, though?
Say again.
Thornton.
Yeah.
Can we be
Boston
honest that
don't
it's
do it.
Central California?
Knocked
What's
him
that?
out.
San Jose?
San Jose?
I was like, oh.
That when
I don't even follow the hockey.
when
But
you-
I'm seeing
Bottom
it.
of the bay.
Bam!
It's the bottom of the bay.
Bottom
It
of
is
the bay,
part
which
of the bay.
Makes it the South Bay. Yeah.
It's the South Bay, but you're also what? How
It's as
far?
much the South Bay as Vallejo is the North Bay. I mean,
But you're how far from Salinas?
hour and a half. I don't know.
Really
you.
putting in a lot of work hating on Shark City.
But
I'm not
feeling it.
hating.
But you're like,
I'm not
but you're
hating.
30 minutes from.
If I was hating,
You spent a lot of time talking about Shark City in
my father
in an
and my uncle
unfriendly
would have
way,
been
bro.
the first black lawyers there.
Oh!
All right, that's fine. But you over here.
And did they say that they were from Central California, or did they say they were
No,
from
they
Southern
said they're from
Cal?
Florida.
What's up, bro?
Hey, now, okay.
Ow!
Point was, other than that, unless you want to go to Bellator.
Anyways, yes.
Unless you want to go to a Bellator event, which there has
Hey,
not been.
Bellator events are fun.
Don't hate Bellator, bro.
Bellator. Shout
There
out.
has not been a fight in the Bay Area proper or near us within 20 minutes in a long time.
This is
Until
that's true. That's true.
Until
True.
Conquer Fighting Championship
Zoom in on that, man.
took over the Richmond Craneway and put back-to-back events that were incredible.
And the Craneway is so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Okay, so they disappeared for 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, that many.
And I would nag my friend Darren. I'd be like, when are we going to get another Conquer? And I felt like I was getting on his nerves. And so I just kind of told myself, shut up and leave him alone. So I started seeing some posts this week. Do you have an announcement for me? Can I get my hopes up?
I can't give a rock solid announcement other than to say that there has been talks and developments that are constantly in movement. But this week in particular, the president of the company, Trevor Johnson, did put up a post on Facebook. You know how those memories pop up? So the memory from the very first show came up, and he said, "Man, I'd love to do another one of these." And he asked Facebook for some feedback.
Yeah, buddy.
I wouldn't have known except for like 16 calls came to my phone, text messages. My mother called me. What, you guys gonna do another Conquer? So I was like, wow. I guess somebody posted something. So I found out about this and I looked at it. So all week long I've been reaching out. But I'm glad to say that I had my first conversation with the president actually on the drive here. Trevor, shout out to Trevor Johnson.
Thank you,
He's over
Trev.
at Fairfield. He just got back. I'm gonna go have a meeting with my brother on Sunday or Monday and hash out the particulars on a potential Conquer 5 at a very prestigious venue. If all goes the way it's supposed to go,
Hyped.
I can say that I'm probably just going to go ahead and just commit now to the exclusive for Cage Against the Machine. To have
And you know this.
Yo!
And we'll be doing it like we've always done it, a step up every single time when we do it. If you know Conquer Fighting Championships, you know that we basically came in and carved our own spot in an already competitive landscape pretty much instantaneously with the first event. We set ourselves apart from every other, you want to call it a local promotion. And we set our sights high. We wanted to give, Trevor Johnson's a fight guy, so what you talk about fighters not getting paid, our budget, percentage-wise.
Speak on it.
Considerably larger, percentage-wise
That's
for the
what's up.
fighter purses. And that goes to, and it's also, we've produced 4 shows of solid competition. I think in the fourth one that we just did, we had 16 fights and only 1 went to decision.
Wow,
it was
nice.
It was pretty incredible actually. All the fighters come out to fight. Everybody. All the feedback I've been getting, a lot have been from fighters in camps saying, "Man, would love to come fight for Conquer again." And that's, I like to think, a product or a result of the exemplary work we've done in the region and for the sport, and we intend on only doing it when we can have it at the highest level that we're capable of bringing, which is what we know. We are looking for partnerships, vending and sponsorship opportunities, also general, investor relations. So if you wanted to tap in on that, we are looking for partners on this. If you want to get on the ground floor of what's going to be a national major event, it's really just pretty much going to be the UFC and us. I mean, there's no. I hate to say that I want to chop off heads, but that's what I really come as a marketer to do, and that's destroy the competition. And I feel like we already did that on a local, regional level. No disrespect to anybody that was already in the game for way longer before us. It was just we understood how to come in as some young cats that had the certain something that really made it all come together. Whether it was the president that is the true passionate player in the field, whether it was the relationship with the camps or the gyms and the local foothold,
yeah,
or whether it was just my experience in show business that was able to really put that panache, that
That polish, man, that look.
We like to make things, everything I do, I like to make it the place to be. So it's like, if it's an event, I want it to be the event. So for Conquer, it was like, if you were in MMA. And that was why Cage Against did get the ringside seats, because Brett approached us with the utmost of professionalism. And we've now, over about 3 years of shows there, built a real solid relationship with Cage Against the Machine. I saw Cage Against the Machine working in the beginning, in the early days, and that was why I reached out to DeShawn this week, just to kind of come on. And then he extended the invitation to come on. I was like, hell yeah, I'll come on that thing. You guys are doing work over there. So I plan on, regardless of what happens with Conquer, being involved in a lot of levels of production and just all around bringing shine to everything that we do, man. That's all. It's just making it look good, and that's my job. And so we've had a privilege. So anyways, Conquer 5 is in the mix, and I'll tell you more next week after I talk with the president. Fingers crossed. Trevor, if you're watching this, they all want to see it, man. Quit fucking around.
Please,
you know
please.
Everybody
For real.
And at Trevor Johnson, the matchmaker and president for Conquer Fighting, and tell them that you want to see this thing. We did 4 shows in Richmond. We really kicked some butt, but we got something in store for you guys. It's going to be really exciting. So, can't wait to do that. Thanks a lot. And thank you very much for your support. Continuing.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
And you're always welcome. 2020, plenty of shows.
Thank you so much.
All you have to do is let us know the day of. You're always welcome.
I want to talk, superhero movies next time. So we got bones to pick, man.
Well, we always
I ain't gonna stand for this disrespect of my people.
We always do a recap
more,
of a Marvel movie. Did you know that?
Is that, do we?
We have a
good, because I noticed that we pay homage to Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
And we pay homage to Michael Jordan. So we pay homage to the greats.
We
but
do.
For some reason, Superman don't get no respect in this joint. So it's like, I'm finna just say,
there's no respect
the
for
Michael
Superman,
Jordan of superheroes is not going to get trampled upon simply because we got a nice couple of run of movies. We had a nice run of films that have now run their course. And it's like, that's great, man. That's solid. But none of y'all know how to make movies for Superman. So it's like, come on, man.
Doja.
You ain't finna just step on Christopher Reeve like this, dog.
Doja, we don't talk about Martha here.
Just because a screenwriter was trying to have some
Martha!
It's a really low point. But just what I really watched.
At least he admitted it.
I mean, so like, that's a really weird point in the film. But I mean, you act like, how's about like, Thanos is the baddest motherfucker walking. No, he's had his misses. It's like, Thanos is the baddest dude. I remember when Thanos first came out in like the after credits, I was dating a woman at the time who was super duper comic fan. And she's like, oh my God, it's Thanos. And so I'm like, man, Thanos must be a bad motherfucker. But Thanos got his head chopped off in like 8 seconds in the second movie. And it was like, well, then he couldn't have been that like. So
I don't know if you noticed, but he was too busy like snapping the half the
Martha
universe,
or not, didn't neither Batman nor Superman got took out by Doomsday. Like it was like, that's a bad motherfucker. And that was just a little blip.
Was that Doomsday? Was that a CGI movie?
An alien god got taken out by Doomsday, but a man in a suit defeated him?
An alien god got taken out by a creation from Lex Luthor in a movie. I don't know how the comics go, but yeah, like so.
Was it a creation
but
from Lex
so
Luthor?
Did Doom just win, or did Batman
alien
taking him
code
out?
for like not? I don't understand. Y'all use these words, right? The moon god and all this shit. Like, why does the fact that he came from another planet make him not the dopest superhero ever? He's Superman.
But he's not a man if he's an alien.
Man, look, man, we talking about we line up matchups, right? If Superman's on this board, does he lose to anybody?
What's his name? Super Kyle or something like that?
Walk into a Marvel house and bring up a relevant ass movies.
Look,
all right, we will bring you back for Black Widow.
Look, man, if you just show me the picture of you as Iron Man for Halloween in the '80s, and I'll shut up. Because Iron Man was a yellow and red crayon drawing, and nobody wanted Nobody gave a shit about Iron Man until Robert Downey Jr. made that happen. Okay, period. Nobody gave a shit. You had to be a mega nerd to really like Iron Man. Iron Man was not dope. Iron Man was not bad. Like, he was like, come on, man.
I am a 49er fan since I was 7 years old. I seen a red and gold soldier, and I was hooked from there.
I can't argue with that. That's true. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to. You don't question nowadays Marvel fandom. It's really odd. Because, like, I know that in 1984, I was Spider-Man with the plastic mask.
Right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. People walking around with their underwear on the outside of their shorts.
Right. There's a lot of Marvel love. Like, everybody says, oh, I was a super, but there was no Marvel anything. So, like, why? There's only comics. So unless you was it, which I was
and
not
cartoons.
a comic guy. So that's what I'm saying. So what are we talking about? We talking about the Spider-Man cartoon? The Hulk? I was watching Lou Ferrigno.
Spider-Man.
Like, I watched Lou Ferrigno. I used to do the Hulk and everything. Like I said, I was Spider-Man in kindergarten. But besides that, Christopher Reeve had 4 movies that was top blockbuster.
dope.
You feel me?
What?
Like the blockbuster #1 films.
Those weren't fresh.
Record-breaking.
No, we shouldn't pretend.
Every Star Wars.
We
You
should
guys
pretend
want to
that those weren't
protect
fresh,
Richard
bro.
Pryor, but you know that
Man,
Superman
hold on,
3 was
man.
garbage.
Richard Pryor was a great selection, and they showed the
Trash.
top Superman for the second time.
Basura.
It's beautiful.
All of a sudden, now
It
he
was
can speak
beautiful.
Spanish. Isn't that interesting?
Right, man.
Yeah, how do you say
Did
garbage?
you see how that
And you
happened?
notice how the
Did you see
only
that
one
happen?
is the one with the whack villain.
you
Just
see that
name
happen?
one
How do you say
villain
garbage
everybody
in
can-
Brazilian?
Marvel villains. Go.
How do you say garbage in
Marvel
Mexican?
villains, top 3, go. Top 3 Marvel
Brane.
villains.
Top 3.
Top 3 Marvel. Just name 3 of them.
That's very easy.
You see how slow he can't do
No,
it?
it's just very easy, but it's like I see like
One, two,
what
three,
you're
go.
trying to set me
One,
up
two,
for.
three. One, two, three,
Is
go.
it my favorite or your
No,
favorite?
top 3 Marvel.
Doom. Oh, you have to say Doom. There's nothing else to talk about. Doom.
The
Doom,
video game?
Doom.
Doom.
The video game.
Doom.
Because if you say
Doom.
Lex Luger, the world knows who that is. If you say the Joker, the world knows who that is. See the difference?
Wait, Lex Luger.
See the
They
difference?
did?
right, baby.
Really? Did they do that at the
Torture right.
box
Let's look,
office?
excuse me.
Or did they go, I don't know what this movie's about?
Lex Luger.
Lex Luger killed Elizabeth.
WWF was my. He did too. Damn.
Cage Cousins, this man
WCW
is
Lex
hype.
Luger.
The torture rack.
This man is hype. Hopefully he's hype enough to give me and Brane a ride home. All right.
Luther.
We're gonna-
Luther, I told you.
I got you. Wait a second.
Otisville.
In my car? Oh no, it's a DC car.
Otisville. Fine. I'll grab me a Marvel
Actually,
Uber.
what's cool to see? I'm not like the new Marvel fans that are these new fans. I actually allow myself.
Stop telling a decent
similar
brush
to
his teeth.
Raiders and Niners fans. I don't have to do the Crips and Bloods thing with these guys. I can enjoy and
He
partake in
really
both.
just disrespected
I
me
can
in the middle of
partake in
another
both.
man's
I
argument.
can
Did
partake
he
in
not
both.
reach over there and
That
go
was
like this?
hella
What was he
disrespectful,
doing? What was
bud.
he doing?
That was hella disrespectful.
What did he do
bud.
back there? He literally did
Invented
that.
rivalries
What
of
was
these
that?
new booty motherfuckers. Like I just don't
DeShawn,
get it.
what was that? What were you saying?
He was
Marvel-
saying, "Are we fixing to go eat afterwards?"
Oh, is
Like,
that
are
how
we
y'all-
gonna go eat?
But
Are
he
we-
didn't do it. He didn't do. Are we gonna eat?
That's
did
what he
this.
did, bro. You
I'm
overdoing
G-checking
it,
him.
bro.
What's up?
He
You cutting
did
away?
this.
You cutting for a fight? What's the go? Go.
No, he over here like this. The decent.
Wow. But you didn't have to diss me though. You didn't diss.
I'm
you didn't diss
clearly
him.
dissing
You dissed
him.
me though.
I'm clearly dissing
I
him.
had Farlito before I got to him. Man.
Hold
I'm
on.
happy.
Was it
I'm
good?
so jealous.
Which
All
one
right.
did you get? What'd you get?
Quesadilla Suiza with grilled chicken.
I also want to give a
You get
public
that
shout
salsa
out.
verde though? You get that salsa verde?
Yeah, the red. That's the dark.
I also want to
No,
give
the
one
green one,
last
the green
public
one.
shout out to you,
Oh my
Adisa,
God, the green
for
one.
I really enjoyed learning. I don't know what you call it. What is the belt before a white belt?
The belt before a white belt is
Manu
yellow belt.
Nunez.
What?
I really
Belt before a
I
white
hate
belt.
you. He did it. You see how he walked into my trap?
Amanda
That's
Nunez,
psychology.
I love you, Mama. Please don't.
That's
come.
psychology. He said
don't
it.
do it to me. I don't want to.
I said your belt was a different size. He said you had
No,
no
actually,
belt.
a reporter
that was
pointed
him.
out. A reporter pointed out and said, "Whose belt is different?"
I want to shout you
And
out
the camera pulled back and
for
answered for them.
for teaching me my
As
basics
soon
of
as he said that,
jiu-jitsu.
Brett was like, "Go right here. Here comes the bus. Here comes."
I
the bus."
appreciate you for
Kids,
choking me gently,
Which one's bigger, kids?
and I'm looking forward to my next jiu-jitsu lesson. I'm
All women
inspired.
deserve
too,
the same
me too.
size.
So this is about and he's coming. Yo,
Ready to come
here's
in.
the deal. It's about that cultural exchange.
Absolutely.
My
That's
hands are
Cage against the
trash.
Machine.
He's gonna give me some hands. I'm gonna give him some groundwork, and then we all grow. Everybody.
Bringing that
everybody
shrimp.
Mix.
Shrimp.
You know what I'm
Martial
saying? Brain coming through.
artists.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be dope.
It is an art form.
You want to come with us?
Where you going?
No, just train.
ground.
Just Cage. Just train.
Yeah, whatever. Get
We're
inside.
just trying to, like you said, we're just trying to have the redemption. We're just trying to not
Oh yeah.
sweat. You know.
Yeah.
I'm the SweetMBA. Our special guest on this raucous, rambunctious, and hilarious episode was Darren Dosia. I'm also joined by.
Adisa the Bishop, West Coast.
Please tune in to his Bishop Chronicles.
Yo, we just had FAB on, Dr. Post-a-Lot,
Nice.
NBA, like really dope shows. So if you about that fitness, that jiu-jitsu, and that hip-hop, come through.
Big.
Do we have a tip?
I need to be on
And
that.
then also
I need
my
to be on that.
co-founder,
I'm into
Brane.
fitness and hip hop.
Brane Damage.
That's why you got to come on the podcast. What?
That's what we
Look
do.
at how this happens.
We're making a network, you guys. 2020.
You gonna be on, man.
Humble Podcast Network.
I'm
Our
gonna
tip.
audition tonight.
So I'm inspired by Adisa. So I'm going to say inspired rather than I stole or bit this or sampled this from him. So my tip for you guys for this next little sprint, for one thing that you could do
Yeah.
that could really change your life,
Yeah.
is pay attention to your shoes.
That's right.
You want to exercise, you want to go to the gym, you want to do things, but if you're wearing the wrong shoes, it's going to throw your back out.
All the way out.
Rather than buying pretty shoes that you think make you look fresh in the club,
Cutesy wootsy.
I really encourage you to go to Roadrunner Sports or something like Decathlon and buy something specifically for running so you're working out in the right shoes so your back will recover. So that's my tip for you. Make sure you're wearing the right shoes.
Game changer. Yeah.
It's a big
Game
deal.
changer. Especially if you're over 30, your body will not recover the same way.
My back and my neck.
You'll go lift weights, your back will seize up, you'll have problems, you will not make success. The first thing is your shoes, because you're on your feet 12 to 14 hours a day. Get the insoles, don't be tough, focus on your shoes, don't lock your knees, put your nose over your nostril,
Starts there.
let your hands hang by your side, and focus on your posture, and wear good shoes.
It's true.
We love you. Take care, Cage Cousins. I'll see you in 2020.
Yes.
And without further ado, cheer!